empty hearts and neon lights. They're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. Get me out of now.
Is powered by Moonton. Supported by Esports Federation of Indonesia. Presented by official tournament smartphone, Samsung Galaxy. Official e-wallet, GoPay. Official coffee, Good Day. We own this.
Nice Pick 2 akan menjadi saksi bagaimana dua tim yang akan bertanding di match kedua babak playoff MPL Indonesia season 16 yang sesaat lagi akan hadir. Di mana dua tim ini memiliki satu tujuan untuk bertahan hidup dan mungkin mewakili Indonesia menjadi juara. Di sisi lain kita melihat perjuangan dari EVOS dan juga Dewa United di regular season. Mereka cukup dramatis dengan kita tahu saling membalas satu sama lain. Kemenangan mereka dapatkan 2-0 sama-sama. Namun di match kali ini tidak akan ada kesempatan kedua bagi kedua tim ini. Dan jika kita membahas tentang hari ini, pastinya kita bertanya-tanya setelah mendapatkan satu tim yang melanjutkan ke babak selanjutnya, yaitu Alter Ego yang menumbangkan tim Navi dan memulangkan mereka di match kedua ini. Siapa yang akan bisa bertahan dalam Best of 5 series? Karena semua tentu saja sudah mempersiapkan sesuatu yang baru. Dan kita akan membahas juga bagaimana dengan perjuangan dari kedua tim ini. Dan langsung kita lihat bersama-sama. Dan jika membahas tentang menuju juara, dari 6 tim tinggal tersisa 5 tim saja. Karena kita akan saksikan bersama-sama dengan adanya perjuangan yang terus-menerus harus diperjuangkan. Dengan warna yang sudah menjadi abu-abu, Navi tidak bisa menuju juara karena champion race sedang berlangsung. Ini baru hari yang pertama tapi kita melihat betapa berdarahnya, betapa kerasnya perjuangan dari setiap tim. Dan jika melihat para veteran dan juga young blood, mereka memiliki satu tujuan yaitu menjadi juara. Dan menuju juara dari tiap generasi, dari setiap perjuangan itu. Tiap timnya dengan ada 5 tim tersisa hari ini di match ini akan mengerucutkan menjadi 4 tim saja yang harus berjuang kembali di esok hari. Namun kalau ngebahas tentang esok hari tentunya mereka bisa bernapas lega karena mereka berada di upper bracket. Namun hari ini tak akan ada nyawa kedua, tak akan ada kesempatan kedua. Karena kedua tim ini harus bisa menjawab tantangan di babak playoff. Best of 5 series, bagaimana mereka bisa menuju juara, tentu itu yang harus dibuktikan. Dan sebelum kita melihat bagaimana aksi dari tim EVOS dan juga tim Dewa, Budi ingin mengingatkan bahwa MPL Indonesia Season 16 powered by Moonton. supported by PBSI, presented by official tournament smartphone, Samsung Galaxy, official e-wallet GoPay, official coffee Good Day, dan partner ini sports ada Simpati, Dunia Games, Gamesmax, dan juga Good Time. Bersama dengan advertiser Kacang Sukro dan juga Yoritos. Ditambah supplier Head and Shoulder, UBS Gold, Royal Guard, Imaginary, dan juga Kaila Food. Dan jika membahas tentang kedua tim ini dengan support system yang begitu banyak, EVOS fans sudah hadir. Mereka tentu ingin mengawal bagaimana EVOS untuk kesempatan selanjutnya. Akankah mereka bisa mewakili Indonesia di ajang M7? Karena kita tahu betul EVOS menjadi satu-satunya tim yang memiliki piala M-Series di Indonesia. Sedangkan dari Dewa United, mereka punya harapan besar karena inilah panggung playoff mereka. Mereka ingin bisa menjadi angin segar dan juga kontender terbaru untuk M-Series. Jadi sebelum ke M-Series, sebelum menuju juara, mereka harus bisa menaklukkan satu sama lain hari ini di match kali ini. Dan bagaimana persiapan dari tim EVOS dan juga Dewa United, kita akan melihat. Dan sambutlah, inilah dia Dewa United dan EVOS.
Dari sini
Apa kabar hari ini?
baik.
Gimana Ray persiapannya sejauh ini? Sudah 4 kali sempat cuti playoff dan kali ini akhirnya Dewa bisa berhasil masuk ke babak playoff. Gimana persiapan dan perasaannya?
Oke, persiapannya ya kayak biasalah, Pak. Sprint terus sama nyobain chemistry sama ya mungkin
Tapi tryhard aja dan mungkin kita akan melihat juga ya kira-kira Dewa bisa menghasilkan yang terbaik ya. Tapi ngomong-ngomong kayaknya ada Albert gak sudah datang? Albert sini dong, aku mau tanya-tanya dulu. Albert gimana nih hari ini kabarnya? Baik, gimana persiapannya nih untuk EVOS yang sudah beberapa kali lolos playoff, ini juga kan suatu momen yang baru juga nih bagi EVOS.
Persiapannya yang pasti ya kita latihan terus, kita benar-benar tryhard banget lah buat di
Rehat banget juga ya sama. Oke, dan ngelihat persiapan kalian berdua sudah matang sekali. Kira-kira kalau dari kamu sendiri pengennya skornya berapa sih hari ini?
skor kalau bisa 3-0.
Oke, kalau bisa pasti bisa ya. Kalau dari Dewa sendiri mau berapa nih?
berapa aja yang penting menang.
Berapa aja yang penting menang ya. Oke, kalau gitu Alisa pengen tanya satu terakhir nih untuk Albert di babak play-in EVOS akan?
All in.
All in. Oke, melawan EVOS Dewa akan?
All in.
Sama aja ya dua-duanya. Oke, kita akan melihat apakah di match kali ini apakah Dewa atau EVOS yang akan memenangkannya. So, kita akan lihat di match kali ini. Dadah.
And we're ready for the next elimination match of the day. Will it be Alter Ego with Dewa or will it be Alter Ego with EVOS? It looks like Albert and Ray are already at the venue. Had a little bit of a chit chat with Alyssa earlier. As we once again welcome you guys to the English panel with me, Eterna, as the desk host, alongside with Gani as well as Arashi.
Thank you so much. After a thrilling 3-1 match, we will get to see who will Onyx face in this current match right here. One more team will have to advance, and also we have to say goodbye to another team.
Is it the power of friendship or is it one man's effort? I think that's the real question here, because let's be real, we're not trying to throw shade or anything, but everyone has been kind of on the same page, sort of. That for EVOS, it's a group assignment, and the others, it's not like they're not working, right? They help out and all that, but you know one guy is doing the heavy lifting, dude.
Yeah. That's because he's SRQ. That's why.
It's also
Are you
SRQ,
blazing?
by the way.
But
yes.
also Exonic.
A lot of people have
Oh,
been
yeah,
saying
true.
that same thing. So we're gonna see whether or not that has changed.
Yeah.
Because from the past seasons of MPL ID, we've seen a little bit of a similar shade and it doesn't do too well. They don't go too far, right? Skylar back with RRQ during, I forgot what season that was, like 3 seasons ago?
I believe it was season 14,
Season 14?
I believe.
And, you know, again, in that particular season, they didn't go too far. So we'll see whether or not the rest of the members of EVOS have stepped up and whether or not Dewa have also stepped up to be able to fill that plate. Because for the most parts of the regular season, Dewa have been very up and down when it comes down to their execution, their performance, and the results that we usually get. But just a recap for those of you guys who are wondering, ladies and gentlemen, this is the playoff bracket, all in a best of 5 up until we get to the lower bracket finals and then the grand finals, who are both at a best of 7. Navi earlier on in our first match of the day was eliminated by Alter Ego in a 3-1 fashion, and we're gonna see who's gonna be stepping forward, as Bonnie mentioned earlier on, up against Onyx. Will it be EVOS or will it be Dewa United?
Oh boy, whoever passes here though is up against a big challenge, so they have to play this match while still thinking about the bigger hurdle that lies after. But such is the nature of a big tournament like the playoffs. So I'm curious to see what kind of meta, what kind of interesting features we can see. We weren't expecting a lot from Alter Ego. I think I had more expectations for Navi, but they brought out the Uranus goal. But now there's Dewa that, you know, at least back then, could not for the life of them play for the meta, right? When Octa was just doing his own thing. I'm wondering if there's anything crazy that's going to show up today as well.
I really do hope so. I really do hope so. I was really excited about the Uranus gold lane. And if there's any team to pull out something crazy, perhaps it will be Dewa. And we're going to take a look at a few highlighted plays from the regular season between these two teams. Considering leg number 1, leg number 2, it's a 1-1 between Dewa as well as EVOS. So the big question is, who will be able to win it out today? Considering it's no longer a best of 3, but it will be a best of 5.
It's gonna take longer, more determination, definitely. And I mean, sure, leg 1, I believe it was EVOS who got the dub. But after that, it's the patch, right? The patch. And Dewa got the dub, I believe, after that. So technically, Dewa has a slight favor in entering this playoff stage. But again, the experience, I think EVOS, they gotta at least show that they are more experienced in playoffs. It's a whole different ballgame.
They have Albert and Key, both very seasoned players. And technically, EVOS as a team that's known to be able to go the distance, right? Remember, Matchpoint EVOS was the mythical team for the longest time, right? You almost win, you get to match point, and then they just hit back and go all the way. So they have the reputation, sort of, and Dewa are just less experienced in that fashion, right? In adapting, in the mind games and the drafting phase. So I do think they have the edge mentally speaking. But overall, I think if it comes down to just on paper, like it definitely is Dewa.
Ooh. I agree. I think because of the changes in the patch, a lot of the players find value with the meta that we're currently looking at right now. One of which is Octa in that mid lane, right? Considering he did win an award earlier on as most improved player. Am I right?
Right. Yeah. It was up there. Yeah.
So with that being said, he picked up heroes like the Lunox that weren't meta to begin with back in the day, and now that Lunox has finally come back into the meta, we're seeing heroes like the Jushin, we're seeing heroes like the Kimi that Octa really, really does well with.
He was
I
very
would say.
stubborn on.
Stubborn
Quite honestly, it wasn't really working out all that well from the beginning, but he just stuck to it. And now, Octa does not follow the meta. The meta follows Octa.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I like
crazy.
that. I like that. Octa, the deadly mid laner, can EVOS contain King Octa? That's a big question here. We're looking at Suelo and Roundel, both mid laners for EVOS. technically, I feel like there's some similarities with Huelo because Huelo in the mid lane has picked up really weird picks. Like we've seen the Terizla in the mid lane. I think there were a lot of experimentations around that, but it feels like this patch, this meta in particular, again really favors Octa.
I want to see more from Octa. I do.
More?
More.
Even more? Dang.
But then,
Okay.
I think EVOS is definitely aware of it. Sort of tricks, right? Sort of hero pools as well. So I do expect from the side of EVOS, you know, like no BS, just ban the Lunox out. You know, I think they gotta respect Octa a lot here in this current match.
Well, therein lies the issue. If they focus too much on Octa, there are other members to worry about for Dewa, right? Right now, they are on a roll, and it really does seem like each of their roles have at least some kind of strong suit that has to be respected, has to be thought about. I'm not sure if I can say the same thing for EVOS just yet. Although, that also means that if EVOS has made strides in improvements and during the break before the playoffs, Dewa are going to be caught completely off guard.
Yeah, that's a big if though, right? We're hoping, I mean, because usually between regular season and playoffs, we get 2 weeks off, right? So that's a lot of time for teams to prepare, but this time it's only been a week. A week isn't too long in the grand scheme of things, I would say, especially if you want to change so much within the team. And I like that you mentioned tunnel visioning too much on Octa because then they have to think about Kin.
Exactly.
Kin is definitely a gem, especially in this season. He's a rookie and yeah, shown a lot of potential. One of the main factors why Dewa United also secures a playoff spot, I believe.
I agree.
And
For sure.
yeah, the Yuzongs though, have we really seen him on the Yuzong? But the Lapu and the Arlet, I agree. I think
In the regular season, he has picked up the Yuzong.
Yeah, I recall. Is it often or is it 1 or 2 games on?
I'll have to check on the...
I do remember there was one game where he was doing pretty well on that beat song. Quite a spectacle there, because the whole point was like, hey, dude, his art was respected, was banned out.
Definitely, yeah.
His was it his Alice? So he had all these options,
right.
and then he got forced over into the Yuzong, and he was still doing great. And we were all like, dude, what's the point of respecting this guy? Because he has so many options, it doesn't even matter.
And that's going to be a problem. That's going to be a problem for EVOS. And considering when it comes to EVOS, like you mentioned earlier on as well, the fact is, you can just respect Albert, no?
To a degree, and we have seen that approach too, and we've seen a similar reply from Albert, where you ban out like 4 assassins, right? And he'll have one thing left in the bag. It shouldn't work out, but it does because he's just Albert. But again, that can only take you so far, especially now we're at the playoffs, you know, where teams are a bit more serious. They have more preparation, more strategies in the bag. You know, now they can only focus on the 6 teams in playoffs instead of the whole all the teams in MPL.
All 9.
And they're focusing on one single week instead of like, you know, a long 9-week type of deal. So they can really like squeeze down on Albert's possibility.
Absolutely, because if we're looking at the poster right now, there is a peculiar similarity, right, between Albert's total Lord, Turtle, and Kill with EVOS' total Lord, Turtle, and Kill. Take with that what you will, but it feels a little too Albert-sided.
Yeah, it's like his stats just match up with the team's stats eerily, honestly, right?
Yeah.
You can almost imagine him being Iron Man. It's like, I am evil.
I am evil.
But I gotta give credit towards Ski though. If given like the playmaking heroes, i.e. the Grok, I think the duet, right? The prot duet is definitely still there. The synergy is definitely there with Key and Albert. That's
Duet?
Yeah.
I thought they were duo.
Or duo.
It could be a duet.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
I'm not sure.
I have no idea too.
Duet or duo. You know,
Alright.
The point is there's 2 people, guys.
I think he
The point.
enables a lot of the like neutral objective takes or say, you know, initiation. He got a I really like Key on the Grok, not the Hylos.
So you want a hero that's more active. for Key to find
More initiation heavy, yeah.
All right. So a little similar to the Alex situation
Yes.
Quite
from
similar.
match number 1. And that you mentioned neutral objective takes. Now that was a bit of a problem for EVOS the first time that they met. Oh no, the second time that they met in leg number 2, where Dewa was able to find a lot more neutral objectives on the board because of Ray. Because once again, this is Ray Tribution in the jungle versus Albert in the jungle, who hasn't found as much success with that retribution in that regard.
That's why they gotta really fix that department. I feel like EVOS, especially during neutral objective takes, if they have a chance to contest, go somehow find an angle to hinder the movements of Ray, or say, find a cross map play.
I dare say though that the retreat itself from Albert is still very respectable, man. But he has been shining a lot more in the killing department. So I feel like if they really want to allow Albert to actually match up to Retribution, right? Even though technically he's been also more brawl heavy instead of like the stealing technically, but it has to be a team effort, right? He needs someone to open up the maps. He needs someone to kind of lock down the dangerous crowd control tools that can lock him down. Because otherwise, especially on an assassin, he's kind of forced into that situation. You can't really change the game, right?
Well, in match number 1, we saw a lot of assassins being banned out. Might we see like a similar kind of situation, considering it's an EVOS match that we're seeing next?
I think so, right? I think Albert, his performance is assassin-centric, and if Dewa United does not have a solution, at least neutralize that sort of assassin like sharpness from side of Albert, yeah, why not just limit those options like we saw from the previous match, right? I think especially the second phase, it's always, if the other team has not picked a jungler, it's always like committed, let's just ban and limit more options on the jungler. I think that should be the approach. Same here, same case.
But see, if they do that now, on the flip side, if Dewa does that, one-man focus against Albert, you have to remember, they have Randy now in the picture.
True.
And you cannot ignore the guy. Some might say he doesn't rise up higher than Ken or the other EXP laners like Shogun, for instance. But he's been performing really, really well, comparatively to the whole team. So this is yet another layer that allowed them to actually do so much better in the later stages of the season.
So we're looking at the EXP showdown, we're looking at the jungle showdown.
Yeah.
We touched on the mid lane as well, but what about the gold lane, guys?
Ooh, this is interesting. The gold lane. I think we might see fighter v fighter, but what we saw from the previous match, when it's available, we can see a marksman v marksman as well, and I feel like Erlan is still more reliable, quote unquote, on the marksman.
On the marksman.
Or slash Harith.
Bold italic underline there.
Oh,
On the
interesting.
marksman, right? On the more typical gold laners
Conventional.
before the conventional gold laners, before the meta really jumbled things around. I think the really good part about Erlan is that he has that clutch factor. He dares make the crazy plays. Unfortunately, right, that also means that there's more risk involved with his playstyle too. So I think it comes down to, again, how the team utilizes him, right? Because if he's doing crazy stuff alone, it's gonna look really bad on paper, The optics, it's gonna look like he's just semi-trolling. But if he does something crazy while the team is, ready to capitalize and all that, that could be something that catches Dewa off guard, especially again with the experience difference.
Speaking of Erlan, Bane in the gold lane, what do you guys think about that pick?
Very situational. I don't think that's
Because
Yeah.
it's been ruining my rank game. But
I mean, in RG, it's definitely strong, right? A hero that, it's so annoying, has a very, AoE ult as well. And, but in high tier, I feel like it's very situational. We might see a case where the Bane might be, deployed but I don't expect the Bane to be like a casual pick here in this match.
So this is a hot take by all means, but I have this running theory that in ranked games, any hero that can have a burst of sustain is gonna be good because people just don't think about it and they're like, oh, low HP bar. You go in and the Bane just goes baited. You know, and that's exactly why I play the Gatot Kacha. It feels so simple sometimes, but that's my own theory. So we'll see about that. I feel like sustain used to be the way to go as far as like, you know, winning out especially the area contest near the neutral objective. But now, especially after match number 1, I really feel like with the current heroes and the meta, it's gonna rely more on damage output to really win it out. Because I feel like if you walk in, and even though you don't have a tank, if you walk in and in the initial contact you chunk the guy down to like half HP, immediately whatever roamer or EXP laner you run into is forced to back away.
So we're talking about heroes that have high damage output in the early game.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. So what heroes are we looking at when we're talking about that? Is that more like mid lane centric? Are we talking jungle? Are we talking gold?
I think this match is quite healthy, right? We can get that from, say, now Yuzong, it's very strong in the early game. Kimi, of course, level 1, level 2, is very strong if you pair it with a strong roamer as well. So it's
even the Khalid, the roam
the lead as well, yeah.
I feel like it's from most of the lanes except for gold lane. Because I feel like right now the gold lane is still,
even with the fighters now available, I can argue,
but they're still farming kinda though. But I guess they do. We've seen teams bring out the Lapu and like join the fight level 4. So again, options are there, but it depends on what kind of drafts you can have at your disposal. And honestly, it depends on your player's hero pool. Because I don't think EVOS and Dewa in particular, especially in that gold lane, are known to bring up a lot of surprises. Right? At least compared to the other teams in MPL ID right now.
Right now, yes. I mean, maybe other than the conventional heroes, we've seen the Ruby come out from him, Lapu and CC, but that's about it. Nothing out of that box. If we look at Erlan, there's the Export and the Luna.
Okay.
Hang on a second. The Lunas, I think we all still kind of remember. Let's not talk about that in too much detail.
True.
Did he not do that well on the X-Borg either?
But the option is there.
All right, okay.
Right, so let's just put it that way. The option is there. It's available for them to work around. So again, with the current meta changes, the patch changes that hit, there's just so many possibilities that can be utilized that it's even kind of hard to pinpoint what exactly draft that we're going to be expecting for this next upcoming match, considering Uranus Gold is suddenly a thing. So you can go all fighter, look for that mid-game power spike, and look for a snowball from there.
And here's the thing, I feel like if Erlan or EVOS does not prepare a hero for Erlan this playoffs, like what we saw from RV, at least Uranus Gold, you know, that was a good example. I think Erlan or EVOS, I think they might struggle with their journey here. They gotta find something more hero power-wise for Erlan, which can surprise like opponents, especially now. I think they gotta, you know, pull all their tricks because at least tomorrow there's a lower bracket.
Yeah, that's true. So they gotta bring in their A game right here. And again, they might be forced to bring out some of their secret strats, but it's better to bring it out now, have it, you know, seen, compared to like not getting a chance to use it before you get to those decisive moments. Looking at EVOS as a mid laner though, that we haven't really talked about too much, Groundle. Bit of a weird one. I think there were criticisms towards this guy because he was a bit too forward because he was playing the Angela and he was not playing safe enough. But now again, with the current meta, depending on the picks, that kind of mindset of being able to move forward is something that you want. It's just so difficult to find a balance of getting in range to do damage or to do an outplay and being far away enough to not really get picked off.
I mean, if we're comparing to Dewa as this mid laner, I like how they don't have nicknames. It's just EVOS as mid laner and Dewa as mid laner. But we're seeing a stark contrast when it comes down to statistics. A little in favor more towards Octa, and which is why we've been talking for Octa for the past like 5-10 minutes of the early portion when we broke down this next matchup. But that's the tricky thing about the mid lane right now. Because there's so many different mid laners and the style is also very different. Like with the Yushin, you can play a lot more aggressive, especially with particular emblem sets. But if you're playing the Kimmy, you have to be a little bit more aware of your spacing and your positioning. And then there's the Angela, who is super vulnerable, but can sustain a little bit better in the lane. But it looks like the fans are ready.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, EVOS fans are in the building right now, going for a march into the arena here at Nice to Pick. So don't forget to come over if you guys want to join in the action, because I gotta say, the atmosphere is different from when you watch it up on your stream or on your device. And it's so different when you're actually here in the arena and you're hearing all the chants.
In this amazing venue. Nice
In this
pick,
amazing
too.
venue.
Nice pick.
You gotta come.
You all need to come, all right? So, EVOS and Dewa, you know, oh man, I honestly, I can't wait for game one, because in case you miss it, folks, match one, Navi got the first game, but then Alter Ego got game two, game three, and then ended at game four. So it is technically ruthless, right? Winning game one doesn't guarantee anything.
No, not at all. That's for sure.
So it's best of 5.
Nice. That is true.
Who do you think benefits more when it comes down to the momentum, you know, the hype and all that? Because for EVOS, the fact that they're more experienced also means that they won't be as hyped, but that could be a blessing and a curse. Right, so...
I feel like for this specific match, Dewa cannot lose game one. I feel like, right? Seeing the players, seeing the set of like rosters, EVOS there have more veterans.
Momentum goes a long way.
Yeah.
Momentum goes a long way, but it looks like the players are ready. And with that, we're gonna throw it over to the official team lineup.
Dewa are the gods, but their divinity are yet to be proven. Immortal, yet all too human. They have never really proven their godliness.
From the shadows of Season 12, they rise once more. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dewa United!
Today they return after 4 seasons in exile. Can they finally ascend and rule from heavens above? Can they smite down their opponents from up in the skies? The White Tigers have awakened. EVOS returns to the playoffs. Fangs sharp, hearts burning, and eyes set on the glory that once defined them.
With the legacy of champions, the pride of M1, reborn with a new generation, the White Tigers of Indonesia, it's EVOS!
Insatiable hunger for victory, they are on the pounce. It's not just a comeback, it's a resurrection. They have been caged for far too long, and now they are ready to break free. With the baby alien ruling a pack of White Tigers, can he spearhead yet another victory? Can they reclaim their past glory?
The big question here today, will it be redemption or will it be legacy that comes through? This is Dewa versus EVOS, the comeback story against the champions' bloodline.
And of course, the brains behind the operations, the spearheads of the strategies, Vin and Bravo, with Coach Wright and Achang. Can they craft something perfect? Can they out-strategize the opposing team? Dewa having to prove their godliness, and EVOS having to prove once more that their fangs are sharp and they can restore their past glory.
We saw just earlier in match 1, some of the teams feel pressured on stage. We'll see if Dewa and EVOS can step up on stage and perform just like they did in the regular season.
This is it. This is the moment that we've been waiting for. This is the moment that Anak Dewa and EVOS fans have been waiting for. Finally, a step in the right direction onto the playoffs. But this is the battle, this is the hurdle that they must overcome against one another to move forward in their playoff run. Official team lineup for EVOS, Erlan, Randy, Roundhill, Key. And then we have Dewa as well, still with the main five.
Oh, look at that. The banner. That's what you want to see if you're playing in the playoffs, baby. That is cool.
It feels like an EVOS home turf, Arashi, with this sort of crowd.
Don't want to be speaking too soon, man. The Anak Dewas usually bring in some fire off their own. Look at the meta check here for EVOS, first and foremost. Hero pool-wise, a lot of options there on the blue side. But the Lancelot, I think, is a bit more respected, especially against EVOS in particular. And for the most part, his Fanny isn't really labeled like the best in Indonesia, but that's still a very serious Fanny. Overall, as you can see, like you mentioned earlier, Donnie, the Granger, the conventional gold laners is still where the main strengths of EVOS lie in the gold lane. But Alter Ego has shown that you can still gain success with those conventional laners. There's no reason why EVOS can't take a page out of their book.
It feels like for Dewa, they gotta stick with that, right? Because the pocket pick win rates don't look too good.
Exactly.
Nana 0%, Blue 50%, Dyra 0%. But that's definitely information for EVOS of the options and the choices if they are backed into a certain corner. Looking at the most picked now, Harith is also one of the main go-tos, Jushin and the Lunox. So that's a little bit of a feel of more towards Octa once again. Fredrin and YSS is also something that we need to be aware of coming up against EVOS.
But if you look at the numbers there, the highest win rates, the highest win percentage is that Arlott, man. You saw it there. The individual hero win rate is there. But above 70%, I believe, if I saw it correctly earlier. So that definitely is a big factor to consider, especially with the Fredrin showing back up in the meta. It's a great combo to allow multiple vengeance resets on the Arlott. You get a piece of victory.
That will come up very soon. There we go. By the Samsung Galaxy S25 FE for EVOS.
Right. Give Aaron his comfort heroes to perform at his best. He has options, but it's not good to force him out of his comfort zone, right? Go with what works, because there are options that is still within what he can and has shown that he could do. Then limit Kid's power heroes, because again, Kid is just such a big factor right now, especially when it's about engaging. It's about being aggressive. And technically, don't forget about the combos that is required for Kid's picks to perform well also. Now for Dewa, prioritize Alice or Arlott for Kid. Make sure he has a chance to make a solo play, but also a big team fight engagement. And play aggressive and pressure EVOS from the early game. Especially if they can allow the pressure to bleed over from the mid lane into the jungle. That's usually a surefire way to shut down the jungler of your opposing team. And don't forget, I believe Dewa have access to that Hellcurt pick. That's always a big nightmare to deal with, quite literally.
I like it, right? Perhaps a force ban on that Hellcurt might create more avenues for Dewa United to perhaps seal a game or the match because of EVOS forcing you ban that Hellcurt. But we gotta check here. It's gonna be the second pick here for EVOS, so they want to get that last big value, which last match Navi wasn't able to utilize.
Yeah, only Alter Ego was. But I guess Navi won first game on second pick. So it feels still quite 50-50 right now. And we're looking at the win rates. You can see the disparity between the blue side and red side. But there's definitely a shock factor that Dewa will have to be aware of from EVOS. Let's take a look at the random map draw for game number 1.
Let's see.
What is it going to be? Oh, okay.
Expanding.
Huh?
First time in the playoffs.
Flying Cloud.
Yeah.
All right.
We finally get to see all 4 maps. We saw 2 dangerous grass, 1 broken wall, and 1 expanding rivers in that first match. And now we finally get to see Flying Clouds in playoffs MPL ID.
So here it is. How will the Flying Cloud map impact the drafting phase? Ladies and gentlemen, here it is.
Hey!
We're looking at the venue. It's full house right now. EVOS fams and Anak Dewa really coming through to the drafting phase for game number 1, presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. Already a very quick first pick, Grok.
Oh, wow. Grok Cryo pick. We're seeing this again and again. Back then, it's not a pick that really counters a Kalea. We've seen Groks get punished by Kalea a lot in our regular season. So I wonder if EVOS have that idea too. Remember, Key does better on those pick-off heroes. On top of that, Halkert respect immediately for EVOS. I think that's a very wise
experience.
Yeah, you touched on this, and EVOS seems like they're just hiding. They're not hiding their cards here. Gonna pick up the Zushin, which is definitely right. Cryo, as expected, but the Granger. Well, we talked about it on the keys to victory. Give Erlan his comfort. Seems like let's just give Erlan his comfort.
Very straightforward
That right.
from EVOS. Very strong 2 heroes as well from EVOS. We're gonna see the retaliation coming from Dewa. And a very stark contrast of bans as well from our first match of the day, right? Gatot is still up for grabs. We've been seeing different varieties here. Kalea as well. But wow, straight for the Fanny for Dewa United for Ray alongside that Lapu Lapu.
I gotta say, that feels really early, man. There doesn't seem to be any real urgency faced by EVOS of Dewa to pick the Fanny all the way there.
Ruby.
As a response?
Why not?
I mean, maybe that's why they picked up the Fanny, because the 2 cores from EVOS have already been shown.
Well, I think the Sushin isn't really that vulnerable comparatively against the Fanny. And again, right now, EVOS can pick something up to really shut it down. It's gonna be the Kalea, as we were thinking about. So now technically there are 2 ways, there are 2 targets that are going to be ideal for EVOS. Although, they don't really have a lot of burst damage, so this might be a Kalea used more for sustain that we've seen becoming more and more popular. So we might not see a lot of other heroes picked up by EVOS to really try and get burst, to try and play pickoff.
So we're going into the second phase now, and unfortunately, so because EVOS have opted to go for these 3 heroes for the first 3, Albert is still without a jungle.
And they're squeezing down on the mid lane here. Going for the Lunox because they know burst damage is something that Dewa should be looking for. And Dewa, respectively, look at their bans, man. It's all about the sustain. They're denying these big frontliners like the Uranus and Baksha. They're denying the Angela as well that can save whoever gets jumped on, and even now the Hilda. So they want to make sure that whoever they get their hands on can get secured. So that kind of leads me to think about something like an X-Borg, right? With the 3 layers of HP bars. But technically now, I'm not sure if EVOS can forcibly slot it in for Rendy.
By the way, this is huge respect over to Octa by EVOS.
Yeah. 2 already, right? They take the Zushin away. They ban the Lunox and the Eve, like asking a big question towards Octa. What are you gonna play?
Well, in his hero pool, the Kimi is still left there. But I think EVOS wouldn't mind going up against the Kimi, because that means that there will be less burst damage to supplement this already very pick-off, burst-heavy style that they have drafted.
The night sky tells all.
I mean, Kadita is also an option if they're backed into a particular corner.
Wow.
Considering, Zushin, Granger as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so Esmeralda gets banned out here. Phoveus picked up by EVOS.
Wow.
Obvious. All right.
That's a strong hero for Rendy, right? Can be annoying, can initiate fights as well. And if Rendy plays a resets, EVOS, that might be the difference maker.
Yeah, considering CC's already banned out, what other laners? Oh wait, I mean, well, Lapu Lapu is flex, no?
Yeah.
Technically, it is flex.
The Alice is still an okay option, and they do indeed go for it. A bit of a signature pick for Kin. But the low Yi for Octa, on paper, it does make sense. a good early game damage, diversion to supplement the rotations. It is going to be a lot more vulnerable than back then, though. EVOS, though, going second, they have a chance to show something surprising here.
I see Luo Yi, and I'm just traumatized by Sanji's Luo Yi from MPL PH. It's kind of wild.
It's going to be like a Joy, because they need magic damage too. It kind of works out.
Could be. Joy, Gwyn.
And with the Joy, they need someone that can actually burst down even the big fighters too. But no, they go for Regiment. It's a whole sustain angle.
Yeah.
Assassin versus jungle.
So we're gonna throw it over to the casters now to bring us to game number 1 between Dewa and EVOS.
Thank you, panelists, and we are en route to match number 2. It is loud in here. As
Very
the
loud.
EVOS fans are roaring, and the Anak Dewas are also electrifying this arena right here. Nice big 2.
Hey man, the EVOS fans brought a banner. You haven't been able to see it. They got a Tifo better than Arsenal, by the way. Shout out to Gani, who's cast in there. Amazing drafts from Coach Wright. Really, I think they've outdrafted EVOS.
Wow.
But we've seen Na'Vi do really well in the drafts, Alter Ego do really well in the drafts in match number 1. And guess what? It's never really about the draft and playoffs. It's about how you execute, because it's complicated to pull off.
It is not as easy as ABC, so now the Land of Dawn will be witness. If Dewa can prove their divinity and ascend up to the skies, or will it be EVOS again, roaring and restoring their past glory? It is game 1 of EVOS against Dewa United.
This looks amazing for Dewa United, man. The front to back to deal with EVOS' front to back themselves, the Lapu Lapu to go through them, and the early win that really should be a win here as we see a battle. Key getting brought back under turret. We'll lose out on the trade, and it's a flicker out for Key. A resource win for Dewa.
It's a very good resource burn, especially with the Kalea too. But now, Ray against Albert. Ray with his special hero, I'd say, the Fanny, being picked up multiple times. Clash of Eras, veteran against the Youngblood. I mean, Albert isn't really a Youngblood, I would say, because he has been there
Veteran, bro.
since his RRQ days, so it's a clash of the veterans against the veterans.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Alice, though, in the hands of Kim. He's one of his strong heroes in the regular season. He has been proven to be the initiator for Dewa multiple times, and this Alice is indeed very, very scary. Picked it up 3 times, but only a 33% win rate. Now it's 4, so he will have to prove his end of the bargain there. Emblems by Games Max, nothing too out of the ordinary. But again, you want to go Lethal Ignition for the Fanny.
Pull
Go
yourself
for the
together.
Assassin, but to pull yourself together for the Luo Yi.
Yeah.
So maximizing the Purify because he's up against a Kalea.
Yep. I think it's a really, really good take. Here as well, just Prio up in the XP lane. Kin taking the Bargain Hunter, so he wants to get to those crucial items quicker. They know that they have that snowball potential up against this composition, and if they win Turtle 1, it's going to be so, so big. So they're going to take a look at the items again. It's the rush to the boots for both roamers. Nothing really too crazy in the item department. More so crazy emblems earlier. Yeah, pull yourself together, and that Bargain Hunter. Mid lane Prio, the battle.
It's quite even as of now, especially with the Kalea Chusin. A very strong mid duo to go in and out, especially pushing Dewa back. Ueza
Has to flicker out. That's a big win already. But that's going to be the ultimate. Immobilizing 2 members. Donor Ruin. Octa doing a lot of damage. That's going to be the red tree win for Albert. Skin has to back away, but Ray wasn't in a position to fight anyway. So EVOS just take it out free.
Albert sitting back with the Fredrin isn't really a special pick for him. Diversion.
An attempt getting him out of the wall as well, but they won't be able to do much. Octa in a tough spot now. Does have the Purify. Will have to be careful. Praises Red! Ueza 1 HP Roundel will get first blood, and already Dewa are crumbling up top. Kin in a 1v1 against Rendy will be able to escape.
That first blood onto the hands of Roundel. This Chusin will have a good day as of now. But let's talk about the diversion coming into Dewa. It's one of their win cons to their angle to go in and out, especially against EVOS. Yes, they do have a battle-ready fighter in the hands of the Lapu Lapu, but then again, EVOS, they have way too many peel. When it comes to the diversion, you have the Tsunami Slam, and then Roundel just gonna constantly pop the Lantern Flare. So they have to be more calculative in their approach. And now it's just giving Erlan time and space to farm this Granger, especially within the hands of Erlan, is his specialty. Time predictions by Gopay. Again, another unanimous decision this time around. Though I go for the 3-0 with EVOS.
Yeah, we've been correct so far on the English desk. Not a single one got it wrong. We all went for Alter Ego in match number 1. I wonder if it's going to be the same thing here. EVOS, the ones ahead. With a composition that also leads to Snowball. So, again, I think it'll come down to Turtle 2, Turtle 3. We'll see some big skirmishes there. And the big question is, will Ray have purple for that? Nice steal from Rendy.
Rendy against Kin. These are the 2 new members of both Dewa and EVOS. The catalysts as of now. Quick Oracle coming in from the Alice. First item, rushing it down.
So that's what the Bargain Hunter's for.
Yeah.
Just want to get more healing. Obviously, you have Magic Defense as well, but I think you pick it up more for the healing here because it's just the Jusin who's able to dish out damage.
Yeah.
You can see for Erlan though, he's really looking for those stacks. He knows that if he snowballs early, it's a done deal. Rendy caught by the wall, but it's Rendy who wins out in the trade as EVOS look for the turtle now. Mueza walking up, getting poked down. That's going to be the Throne of Ruin on a 2. Oh my, Tectonic Charge as well as maybe cuts him down. Key on the Ray, the Appraiser's grab with Retribution now as Key tries to go for Tsunami Slam, able to find it now. It's asking for a 2-man taunt. Ray still able to escape. Kid in the midst of it all now. Octa will run away with a diversion. They all get out. EVOS get a 1-for-2 trade.
Not only it is an offensive tool, but it is also a defensive one. But that is going to be a win, a huge one for EVOS because Erlan is now munching on the plates, even though it expires, but still they are able to get the turtle to boot for themselves. Dewa, a slight win with a kill towards Rendy. Ray, it's a Phovius by all means. So it all comes down to him frontlining for the team. Albert this time around with the Fredrin. Again, you would argue that he's one of the game changers for EVOS with the assassin picks. But now with the Fredrin, he will be in a much more supportive role. This sets the stage for Erlan to step up because we have seen him time and time again cracking under pressure. He hasn't been the same since he was back when he was pretty on his prime with EVOS the regular season. So we'll see if he is able to step on the plate. This time around though, Dewa still looking for counter plays. They still have Kin again with the Alice ultimate that will set up his teammates for success. And EVOS, all they want to do now is just control. They have so much pressure, it seems like. The Jusin, the Kalea can always bring resources in the hands of Dewa. And Albert, look at him, so relentless.
Level 9 to Fanny, level 9 as well. That's a big win for the Fredrin. Key pops in to conceal. We'll be looking for Kin here. Tsunami Slam over. Diversion coming down as well. Kin pops in to throw in a ruin. Goes in for the mobilization as well. But no one's there to follow it up. Kin gets away with a diversion into top. Albert caught around the yin-yang reactions. And it's the XP taken by Erlan.
And I love how Dewa has set this up to a fact where they have disengage options. Oh, look at that. Look at those medals.
Whoa!
It's Aura. This guy right here. The MVP of M1. Flexing that medal. When is the team going to get that?
Hey, man. This year. And it's indoor Sanayan. They just revealed the venue for M7. I'm glad they announced it early for BTR, you know? All in though, over to the rock. Mueza cannot find a way in. Roundo gets poked to half as well though. As Kin jumps in, able to go for the blink. Rendy now doing a whole lot with the Dark Wave as well. Turtle control, that's gonna be the 3-man into the Tectonic Charge. Ray goes in with the cut as well. So that's gonna be the Labu Chain CC'd. Albert picking up the kill on Ray. It's Erlan going for the gun down now as Kin is caught in the midst of it all. Will go for the stun again. Tsunami Slam to lock him down for Erlan's second stack of the game.
Yeah, 2 kills, especially. Your job gets easier because there is the Kalea in the hands of Key. Quick assassination, quick pickoffs with the Tsunami Slam and the Granger combo. I was trying to connect my point again, where Dewa, they have this engage option with the Alice first skill, and then you have the diversion too, where EVOS really wants to go in the team fights. They want to brawl it out. They have the Phovius, who is, by the way, benefited quite well. Stefani is there with Kin too, so he can always get the resets on the ultimate, but EVOS so far have been winning on the trades. 3.1k gold lead for Dewa. It's all about just going in surprises. Again, like versions. And you have the tech charge too. And
it's all about diving for Dewa. They've been playing EVOS' game in the last 3 turtles, man. Like Turtle 1, sure, fair enough. No purple buff for Ray, which means, all right, you know, we're going to give that. But Turtle 2, Turtle 3, they have a Lapu Lapu, a Grok, a diversion as well, Fanny and Alice. but they're playing to beat the front line. The Granger is so free. Erlan, he's never had this much free space in the regular season even, and that's why you can see the itemization already at a Melfic roar. This is looking bleak, man. Dewa need to adapt. They need to understand they need to go for the guy right there, maybe. He's able to escape, but Mueza unfortunately won't. Oh my lord, Erlan. The last time I saw him get this much space, it was in MDL.
Granger danger. Albert wants to go for more. Octa.
Bonk as well, but not enough damage to take him down. Almost a bullet.
Wow.
Binding Octa.
Comes in clutch for him. Again, a safe haven. The Malefic gun as well, or rather Malefic roar, excuse me, purchased by Erlan. He goes in for the fleeting time because he knows it's all about the Tsunami Slam. It's all about just picking off Dewa, whether it be Octa or Ray, especially when you have the Granger. And so far, yes, Dewa. Ray is able to plunder that purple buff, and he will get away unscathed, so it's gonna be fine. But he popped his retry, so I think that could be info for EVOS if they want to go for the lore, but I think for now, seems like they kind of want to pivot into it. Trying to push out the lanes too. Make pressure, even if Ray is able to answer that. Seal play!
Tectonic charge is only onto Roundo. Erlan with the quick reactions. That's a good stun over Key. Looking for Tsunami Slam against the King in the midst of it all. Now going to be caught, still able to sustain for a bit, but Erlan gets the Mega. 40th stack on the Sky Piercer. It's looking a bit too good to be true for EVOS, man. Erlan, crazy reactions, performing under lights.
Yeah, man. Erlan proving his doubters wrong, and Rendy on a brawl with a big fat rock there, Mueza. They'll still be able to get the Lord. They want to chase for more. It feels like Roundel is able to just peel away with the Lantern Flare. They plunder the orange buff too.
Realize it's gone from bad to worse, man, for Dewa. Erlan, who was already untouched, now has a win of nature. So if Dewa finally, restructure their winning condition, restructure the way they're playing and look for the dive, it'll still be difficult. The guy just pops with a nature and that's it. Almost 80% of your burst is gone.
Yeah, and we talked about the dive as well, right? But you mentioned it. They have to go through a very hefty front line. They have the Phobias, they have the Predator, and the Peel is there. Plus, Roundel is just going to constantly pop the Lantern Flare, so how do you really want to target Ranger, right? How do you really want to target Roundel, who, by the way, can self-peel with the Crimson Beacon, too? So it's going to be a problematic situation now, complicating a very difficult thing. Mueza.
That's a Tsunami Slam, but it's only onto Mueza. That's going to be thrown in Ruin, locking 3 members down. But again, Erlan's free in the back line, doing a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage back, though, from Dewa Ray, going through the ball, but Erlan is untouched. He gets a double, and it makes it 3 for 2. Still in favor of Dewa. But at this point, with 60 stacks now, if I was Erlan, I'd say, die for me. I got you, team.
It's all over again. Erlan finally proving he has what it takes to be on center stage with the lights beaming down on him. He was constantly criticized. Take a look at the replay here, presented by the official tournament smartphone, Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. It goes on early with Albert going in on Mueza, but they know if they can lock down Mueza, Dewa does not have the engage tool. So they go for Mueza, and already just jumping around. Great try to reach Erlan, but again, it was just too hard for him to even touch Erlan's toes.
Absolutely, and at this point, you're going to have to rely on Finn. And by the way, in case you didn't know, in case you didn't trust me on the 60 stacks, he bought that Sky Piercer first item. So yes, 6 kills all on Sky Piercer. This is why when you're up against a fighter composition, fighter gold on the enemy team, on the Granger, you just pick up Sky Piercer first item because you just play the gamble with your enemy team. If you lose, I champ, bro. But if you win,
fair enough.
Bang! Those are some big stacks, man. Purple buff stolen away by Albert as now Mueza is going to be caught in a tough spot, locked up. Oh man, tossed around.
Man, Dewa might be the gods, but Erlan is godlike. He is unstoppable. They want to go for more.
2-man thrown of Ruin into the stun of the Bravest Spider. Key going to be taken low now as Roundel jumps in. Ray! Does a lot of damage with lethal ignition, taken down on Roundel. Not enough to take anyone down, though. Again, for EVOS, it's a big win. Erlan now, full stacks.
Again, that was just them scathing the front line. Erlan was completely untouched. In the back line, I believe he hasn't even popped his win in nature just yet. Goes for the BOD, maximum damage, he says. There is no need to try to pry away the healing from Dewa so he can go for maximum damage.
Going for this? No.
And that's a free Lord as well for EVOS.
That makes sense, you know, you don't want to go for that. And it will be an EVOS Lord win. 5,000 gold lead for EVOS, now a Lord as well. For Dewa, it ain't horrible yet. Their wave clear, though, is pretty horrible.
It is. I think the Fanny might do some work, but again, you don't really want to wave clear in front of your enemy. You want to activate your side lanes.
4,000 gold lead?
Yeah. 4.4k gold up against the Lapu Lapu, up against Maybe. And Maybe if it dives into the backline, he's just going to be toast. He's just going to be EVOS' dinner. As of now, the Lord will march in. Tri-lane push established for EVOS. Man, they're just playing to protect Erlan at this point, and I like how it turns out to be good for EVOS. They plunder that purple buff, again not giving access to Ray to just cable around unless he wants to go and counter jungle. Down there, you might look for an angle for Erlan. That could be one window, but he is just going to shadow him and forcing Ray to recall.
Okay, so the siege isn't that good either for EVOS.
Yeah.
If you look at their composition, right, most of them are like zoning heroes to enable, again, this Ranger hyper carry. So if they want to enter, they got to brute force it. Albert has to walk up. Renty has to use some resources to get close. Let's look at the far lane, though, because it's a bit too low with its Lord charge as well. Mid lane they go for. Wave clear a bit bad now, Maybe. Pops and Brave Spider, they won't be going in. They still have to deal with the Lord, and the Lord is still so healthy, by the way. Oh man, Buesa baited in.
Look at that.
The charge kid goes into the middle. Oh! Again, it's going to be Erlan with 80 stacks, cutting him down front to back style. Roundel very low though. Ray has the flank on him. Albert goes over the taunt now. It's going to be a big bomb! Erlan gets the double. Facilitated by Albert. That's a triple for Erlan. He's so low. Little Ray looking to play. Key is able to lock him down now. That's the immortality buy as well from Erlan. Rose Gold Meteor from the man who has always been doubted. The Forgotten Tiger will be looking for that Savage, and it is a Savage.
Erlan with the Savage. Uproar in the arena as the EVOS fams are up on their feet. The baby tiger doubted again and again. No longer a cub, is a full-born white tiger that was given on him, to him, on a silver platter, proving the haters wrong. EVOS 1-0, Dewa are on their knees.
Erlan, it's been, as a fan of Erlan, I gotta say the regular season, the last few seasons, it's been tough defending you, man, but finally, all you needed was to make it to the big stage. So far, a phenomenal performance. That's how you debut in an MPL ID playoffs.
That is high stakes again. We talked about him maybe cracking under pressure as he takes center stage. Pressure, what pressure? He completely obliterates Dewa. Gets the Savage, walks off casually. Erlan, thank you for giving Mirko yet another reason to glaze you.
Game's not done yet, though. Well, the game is done, the match's not done. Man, that 3-item swap was just beautiful to see, man. It's, again, like I said, realize the last time I saw Erlan get this much space, it was in MDL when he was playing for EVOS Icon. And I'm not talking about going up against MDL level opponents, no. When he was part of EVOS Icon, he was in the SPS Championship, up against Filipino teams, up against good international teams, and he was carrying EVOS Icon. And this was the version of Erlan that I've been glazing. By the way, Doma was his name, if you guys don't know.
Doma. Well, panelists, please break that down. What do you think of that Erlan Savage?
The first Savage in the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen, and it is by Erlan in his domain, back when he was, Doma's domain. But that's the version of Erlan that Mirko was referring to back at SPS, and we finally get to see that shade again. So everything that we've been discussing pre-panel the fact that it has always been carried by Albert, we finally get to see the other members of EVO starting to step up. And there's an argument to be made for every single lane.
I think all 5 members played their role perfectly, I gotta say, in this game, right? They were so precise, Arashi, on how to execute neutral objectives, big fights as well. And you can see it right here. They lose out Randy, but take a look at the retribution, not from Ray, from Albert. And after that, because of the turtle buff, they were able to just steamroll the fights. And last turtle, it was a given, I feel like. The angles that Ray wanted, it got collapsed.
I really feel like it's just such a clean performance in a sense that they didn't do anything too crazy. They just made all the right decisions. And it really seemed like Dewa were waiting for a mistake, and that mistake never came.
So let's crown the MVP of the match, or the player of the game here, presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. It's Erlan on that Granger. And twice now, for those of you guys who've been tuning in since match number 1, we've been reminded of what a good Granger can do, especially when he gets the ball rolling, especially when those Sky Piercer stacks really ramp up. 910 GPM, 1301 KDA at the very end of it. It was so difficult for him to get picked off. We saw attempts from several members coming in from Dewa, but Randy was so good at the cover. We saw Key on multiple occasions as well, covering Erlan, and that's why he deserves the player of the game.
And it's no coincidence, man. This composition, it's not like they saw the danger and they're like, okay, we have to protect Erlan. This was the plan from the start. They took the Granger very early on. They get the Kalea for, without a burst damage source, with the extra sustain. They took the Fredrin as well, and the Phobias. And what you have is an impenetrable wall of crowd control that even the best of mechanics cannot get you through. Every single time Ray tries to go in, every single time maybe tries to make something happen, it just was not gonna happen, man. So they have more crowd control, they have more sustain, they have more poke, and technically more DPS because they have an actual gold laner, a marksman over there. And it's just a great game plan. And the usage of skills becomes the name of the game here for EVOS. And it was just so calculated, it's crazy. Every single time Kin tried something, every single time Okta tried something, it was always met immediately with a response. And it was no clearer than right here when Ray spent so much time waiting in the back, waiting for the right opportunity to go in. And the moment he does, the moment he feels like, I can't wait any longer, they surely have burned some of these skills already. He goes in, gets taunted, gets tsunami slammed. They saved the whole ultimate just for the guy because they understand there is no need at all to use it on anybody else.
Yeah, the trigger discipline coming from he was tremendous, right?
The whole team, honestly.
The whole team as well. But yeah, well-deserved win. It felt quicker. I thought it was an 11-minute game.
Yeah. I don't know how, but it's a 15-minute game full of action, full of emotional ups and downs, especially for Dewa United, because time after time, everything that they try to throw at EVOS failed. And it's unfortunate, right? The Luo Yi last pick in for Okta really didn't work out as well, because even from the early start, they were caught so low in the trade against the Jushin, and that's the value of the Jushin and why it's always so prioritized either in the ban or the first phase of the picks.
It's why when you were asking earlier, Cherna, is it the draft? I mean, is it possibly a draft issue, an execution issue? It really feels like it's more so on the execution, just because you saw in the mid game there were so many fights that were so close for Dewa. EVOS with this cluster composition was falling victim to all the yin-yang effects, to all the AoE coming in, especially for Okta and Kin together, right? But unfortunately, they played that style so far in the mid-game when they really lost the early game, either from the laning phase or from the 1v1s or 2v2 skirmishes. And by that point, they were a bit too far behind. It really could have been a much closer game. But that's where this best of 5 format really favors them. They have time to adapt and learn from their losses here.
Yeah, if the money was even at that sort of time frame, Arashi, it could have gone in Dewa's favor.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the case. Far behind gold-wise, and you can see here already from the numbers. Yeah, Erlan.
8,000.
That's a lot of damage, even from Erlan.
Yeah.
70,000.
That's my point. They want to play front to back. The low Yi can work. It wasn't like a dumb pick by all means. 60, I can't read that.
68,000.
68,000
Yeah.
damage. That's a respectable amount if you consider that it's close enough. What, like maybe 6K off from Erlan, who was 13-0 snowballing 80 stacks, right? So there is some value to that pick, but they just didn't execute it properly, I feel.
I don't know. The Fanny pick early was a little off to me.
Bold,
You
yeah.
mentioned it during the drafts, and I
Agreed.
thought maybe because we saw the cores, but the instant response with the Kalea pick coming in from EVOS, at the end of the day, really put down that pick. That was heavily prioritized by Dewa in the first phase.
And you can see why the Granger is so prior from side of EVOS, right? I think.
Oh, yeah.
I initially thought, wow, that's an early Granger pickup. But if Erlan was able to pull that sort of performance, yeah, go first, pick it. I have no problems with it.
So how do we reset from this? How do we come back from this from the side of Dewa? Do they change up in the ban choices? Do they respect the Granger? What's to do?
I think they need to actually make sure that the draft has more synergy. Because like I mentioned, the Fanny kind of sticks out. Because if you want to play for team fight, we already said that Kin, Okta, maybe even, they had some real damage going on, especially when EVOS are clumped up together. Ray, not so much, right? At some point, you did see him kind of slice and dice through in the middle of the jungle. But even then, when he did that, he got punished very heavily.
He got
but
caught.
immediately picked off as a result. So I feel like if they really want to play for team fights like this, there was no need for the Fanny technically. They don't need this hero that can roam around fast, that can kind of assassinate, because they're not going for that anyhow, right? So I feel like if they really want to go and match EVOS, fight fire with fire, then make sure that all the guns are pointing in the right direction.
Okay. So synergy and composition. What about you, Gani? Any tips for Dewa to come back game number 2?
Yeah, I think they gotta, seeing game 1, I think they gotta just start be more precise. It means like you gotta commit when there's a call. You gotta commit. I don't see the coordination in game 1, unfortunately. Whereas EVOS, they were so concise every move that they make in game 1.
It seemed like everything was pre-planned, it's all like calculated, right? So whenever the curveballs come, and they just seem also ready. Man, that was an exciting game by all means.
I mean, no matter what happens in game number 2, it definitely was an entertaining game. And with entertaining games, you want the best snack as well. Don't forget to check out Tila Food. This is the best-selling product. We have the basreng. This is the original down jeruk. What are you holding?
This is the pedas.
Pedas. So spicy.
Spicy.
Open it up. Open it up. Open it up.
Don't mind if I do.
All right.
Don't forget, you guys scan the QR code, all right? Get a 50% discount.
50.
Okay, for just such value, good snack.
Check out this crunch.
Wow.
Wow.
ASMR by Arashi. Should make a channel right there. Can I have some? I haven't tried this.
That was good.
Flavor.
It's spicy though.
Yeah. For me. Can enjoy it.
Somebody can.
Man, that's
Yeah,
really good.
nice crunch.
I could see myself finishing more than 2 bags, honestly.
Do you guys
Wow.
like that version or this version more?
Now that I've tried this, I think this is my favorite.
You want to try this again to compare? How did you open it so quick? What? Oh,
It's
you
violence.
pressed it.
It's
Okay.
violence, Eterna.
I'm not a violent person.
That's what she said.
I like semi.
But actually,
Okay, there you go. Compare.
Right. Here? You want me to compare?
Yeah.
you know what basreng stands for?
Baso goreng.
Okay. You gotta make sure, Eterna.
So it's what? Fried meatball?
Fried meatball, yeah. Oh, that's great.
Okay, so are you team red or team white?
I am Team Red.
Team white.
Oh.
I think it brings out daun jeruk flavor more. Like the orange.
The orange leaf
Is that a thing? Orange
flavor.
leaf? No idea.
Probably.
So good, guys. Well done, Killer Food.
Thank you, Tequila Food. Thank you, Tequila Food. But also, we'll thank you after you guys get your hands on the M7 tickets because
Wow!
M7 is about to begin. Get your hands on the tickets from the 2nd of November, so in just a
Second.
few more days. Go ahead and check out the website id-mpl.com/M7. And remember, the early bird tickets are 20% discount. I'm getting a lot of DMs asking where the venue is. The venue is already announced. For the wildcard stages, it will be in Exo Hall where we have MPL regular season. And for the knockout stages, that will be held in Senayan or Tendor. So that is the same venue as M4, I believe.
Check it out,
Yeah.
just come.
I think so, yes.
Like, free your calendars, right? January. Go to work.
Don't.
Go to the window. Come.
Come on down
Gotta come.
to
All
Funky
right.
Town.
Don't forget, okay, November 2, 12 p.m. GMT plus 7.
Uh-huh.
Or 7, right?
Yes.
We're 7.
We are
GMT plus 7, 20% discount on the early bird discount. So you guys don't want to miss out. Can't wait to see you guys in Jakarta, Indonesia. Indonesia.
But we have home turf advantage.
Yeah,
Will it
that's
make a
what we
difference,
said
though?
at M4.
Exactly. Will it make a difference though?
I'm not gonna say anything.
Oh, why? That's rare coming from you. I thought you would bring
MPL
everything-
ID, I can
He doesn't want to jinx it.
talk big,
He doesn't want to jinx it.
but
M series.
So don't forget, because every ticket buyer will receive a limited edition M7 premium chest
yes, sir.
containing permanent M1 to M5 items, guaranteed
5
to
years.
include the Prime M series skins, the battle emotes, and the recall effects. And the item codes can only be redeemed at
Wow.
the M7 venue. So you guys have to come to get your hands on the limited
Have
edition M7 premium chest. So don't miss out, guys. So you get the tickets, the in-game awards
Yes, sir.
as well.
There's a lot of things as well because we got the M7 Carnival that is definitely on the venue. All right, 25th of January is at Stadion Madia Gelora Bung Karno. That's gotta look that up. Enjoy an exciting watch party as well. We got exhibition matches, player meet and greet sessions. We got artist performances and so much more.
Well,
the ticket prices are just 20K.
20K?
for a regular day pass.
Wow.
And if I know you're looking at that, you're an important person, Arashi. You're a VIP type of person. That's only 50K. I
Only 50 for VIP.
thought. Sir, that's below $5 USD by the way.
What do you get with that VIP ticket?
All right, VIP pass holders, look at this dude. All right, we'll receive an M7 premium chest containing permanent M1 till M5 items as well. Guaranteed you the prime M series skin, battle emotes. We got M series recall effects as well.
Yep. Get your hands on the tickets, boys and girls. Once again, go to id-mpl.com/M7 because, once again, 2nd November, mark that on your calendar.
Mark
Don't
it.
miss out. Don't miss out.
Mark it.
See
Put
you
an
at
alarm
M7.
on it.
Jakarta, Indonesia. But let's take a look at the team.
Jakarta.
Galaxy Zone Cam by Samsung Galaxy. Oh, you can see Fallen
Hey,
taking some selfies with her flip. You can see them as well. So if you guys are holding a Samsung device, once again, you guys get to sit in the team Galaxy Zone, which is up front, right in front of the stage.
Man, that's some VIP experience, Donnie.
Definitely.
And it seems like there's a bigger, like there's more rows now in that Galaxy Zone. So you want to come on down.
coming down, baby. To
And-
Indonesia.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Get involved in this. As the players, you can see they're front row center, ready for the next game.
Game number 2. Will we see a similar pattern to match number 1? I guess we'll see from the first pick selection. EVOS will have first pick this time, so both teams have swapped sides. A better win rate for EVOS on blue. Let's take a look at the Dewa. What are they like on red? 57. Oh, they have a better win rate on red.
Above average, right above the 50% mark.
7% above average.
7.
7%. Yeah.
You're right.
So that's in a situation like this, every single percentage counts. So hey, this might really work out in Dewa's favor.
Give me dangerous grass. Yes, there we
Oh
go.
wow! But to say, this is if they were coming second pick, they have a chance to go with the curveballs this time. Now with the dangerous grass as well, a lot of options.
Helkert,
Oh,
leave it open.
I don't think now.
don't think they will.
Please.
They left it out game 1, and it wasn't dangerous grass.
That's true. That's true. It was banned out in the first phase. But we'll see, ladies and gentlemen. We're flying through the clouds right now, even though it's not the Flying Clouds map. It's actually the Dangerous Grass map. But here it is, game number 2.
Hey.
Rapid phase presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. Yeah, okay.
instead
Helkert
of
banned out.
first ban, they are
That's
not
lame.
taking any chances whatsoever. Nope.
Lame.
All right. Overall, though, for Dewa, it's the same idea. They're banning away all these beefy members. But maybe what they need to ban away instead are these healing members or these DPS members. Now, EVOS on the first pick gets Tsushin yet again, but Dewa can take away the Granger this time.
You know what I find peculiar?
What?
EVOS won game number 1 against the Fanny, but they still ban it out in the first phase.
They do not wanna. They don't want to meet the Fanny this time round.
Okay, so no second time. All right.
I wonder if that's because they want to go for something more vulnerable in the backline, perhaps. That's the only reason why you would over-respect a bit of an assassin pick, even though it wasn't really doing all that amazing. But Dewa has now immediately shown the Hayabusa. And again, in the right hands, the Hayabusa can go crazy, man.
To lead the charge.
With the Granger, that will be a target for the Hayabusa. But with the Hilda, that means a lot of pressure in the jungles. So Ray's gonna be careful here, and let's say for Dewa, they need something strong in the mid lane, and they have the signature Lunox pick. Is this the key to their victory, Gani?
This might be it, right? This might be it because Octa is we know how strong Octa is on the Lunox. So yeah, let's go. Dewa United, they should now focus on banning out the junglers. I
Yeah.
think that should be their approach, and for EVOS, they should prioritize it if they really want to have a good lane on that Rager. Just leave it on the gold lane.
Yeah, but the first thing that Dewa want to do is protect the Hayabusa, right? With the Gatot available, they're afraid that if it falls into the hands of EVOS, Hayabusa gets taunted quite a
Clover?
bit, right?
Wait, it's Clover.
What's Clover? Welcome, Clover! It's a nice 2-pick. Welcome to the playoffs. Haven't seen it in quite some time.
Looks like he's having a great time. All right, back to your point, though.
I remember Clover. Oh, man.
Oh man, indeed. Oh,
1-1 banned out, though.
TITB.
He actually is, yeah. Quite literally. With the 1-1 ban, though, see, the golden becomes a bit of a question for Dewa. They have banned the Kalia and Gatot, so they themselves are banning away these roamers because they have a Grok already.
So they're assuming that the Hilda is not going roam?
I think they might, even if they assume it's going roam, I guess. Oh wait, no, yeah, I guess they're not assuming it's gonna go roam, you're right?
I mean, there is a layer of flex to the Hilda, can still be put into the EXP lane, but you don't see that quite often. I would have figured that Dewa would want to ban the Ruby out, but it turns out EVOS are the ones to ban out Ruby instead.
You want to go all like a bit deeper with the dive here, because technically EVOS.
Lot is open.
Ooh. See if that comes through, man. Again, I was thinking that EVOS, they want to kite back a bit more with the Tsushin and the Granger. So they are the ones who want to go all in and would be a bit more vulnerable to something like a Ruby. They go for the Lapu Lapu Gold again, I'm assuming. It is still flex by all means. I think they're trying to get Kin a good matchup. Because earlier, Randy had his number. And we all know that Dewa, they kind of rely on Kin to do well before they get everything started.
Definitely, they want Kin to pop off this time. EVOS with the next two picks were looking at EXP and Roam too. So they have room to kind of swift things around. What are we thinking? Jungle as well.
Focus.
Fredrin again.
Lancelot now makes...
They could literally go Fredrin again and have the same advantage they had.
Yeah, I would say Fredrin for more neutral objective.
No, they want the Lancelot. Interesting.
Oh,
That's
nice
why
call.
that's why they banned the Ruby, right?
Yeah.
Because they want the Lancelot. Dewa United last pick, Lapu Gold or EXP with this sort of composition.
Slapo against the Phobia is not exactly a winning lane by all means. I wonder if they want to go for something else to, you know, just to get a winning lane for him against the Phobias, like the Esmeralda comes to mind.
Oh,
It works well against the Hilda as well, technically.
I don't know, against the Granger Claude maybe. They want to gamble. It's gonna be the Joy.
Joy.
So,
Huh?
wait, Joy.
Joy what?
Huh?
No, Hayabusa definitely jungle.
Joy gold?
No, hang on.
Joy.
They're raising their hands. Is that... Wait. Is
Do you
that
think that was
actually...
an error?
I would assume so. Hayabusa Joy. Which one of those heroes can be flexed? What, like mid-Joy?
Well, I mean, we're still going through with it.
So mid-Joy, gold lane Lunox. Or what, gold lane Joy?
I was thinking gold lane Joy.
Oh, okay.
What?
Wow. I mean, we're kind of whiplashed here.
I'm
with
at a loss. What?
Joy
Wow.
gold? Miracle, realize what you guys think about this?
Honestly, I don't know. I'm scratching my head. We're spinning around in confusion as to where that Joy is gonna go. Speculations are thrown out in thin air. It was Joy Gold, might be Joy XP, but I think the most sensible is to put the Joy XP and just keep the Lapu Gold. But we'll see. As of now, though, it seems like it'll
My lord.
be Joy XP. So thank
Against the
goodness.
Phobias, fam.
Yeah, but it's so many movement skills like for the Joy that will always give the Phobias advantage. It seems like we're back to season 13, season 14, Joy XP, season 12 even.
Season 11.
11.
MSC when Boots won
MSC.
MSC, yeah. Still just confused with this pick. Concussive Blast will be the choice for the Phobias and the Emblems by GamesMax here.
Aggressive
to clear out the way faster and then get Prio. And that's the thing, right? Like, Joy doesn't really... You don't get Prio. You don't win against the Phobias.
Yeah.
You're horrible at setting up. You're just kind of there. I don't know. I love Coach Wright's draft. This one, though, feels like desperation. I don't know if it's a call from the players or the coaching staff, but it does feel a bit desperate, you know, to pull off something as risky as this. Or, you know, the caster safe term is interesting.
Interesting. Or experiment, but it is safe to say that this Joy doesn't fit our build just yet, so we'll have to see how it'll operate.
I hope it proves us wrong. I want to
Hopefully.
see it do
Because
well.
EVOS, it seems like they're recycling the same win condition again. Give Erlan the Granger. You play front to back again. This time around, you just completely frontline him. Great, though.
Watch out already used, though. That's a big resource burn, and the XP will be taken by Rendy. Ray doesn't even get it. Rendy should be able to get level 4 quicker than the Joy.
Yep.
And I think that was supposed to be the Joy's strength. Now that Rendy has Infernal Pursuit, how are you even going to get close? The Hayabusa has already used Quad Shadow. They're going to go on to the neutral objective now. Actually, straight on to Mueza they go. That's the Dark Wave Flicker combo. Roundel able to get away now. Let's get the all-in from Kin. Red Tree win, obviously, for Albert. Kin pops into Vengeance, but he's going to be lifted up, thrown back again. Dewa United, they overcooked.
It's burnt. Obviously, you can see in the first turtle.
Oh,
Ray
no.
even run down by Key.
Yo, he's gonna have to use the Quad Shadow or the Shadow Kill. If they use more than those resources on him, which they are gonna be using onto Key, it's bad! Even if they get the kill, it's bad! That's Octa diving in, but he's gonna lose his life here, right?
No mana.
He doesn't have the Brilliance either! It's such a dub for EVOS, and it's Albert who picks the kill up. The baby alien.
It's all over the place, scattered. And Dewa are unsure of what they want to achieve. with the macro movements plus this Joy XP. And it's safe to say, Mirko, that EVOS will always have prio in the turtle because there is there isn't really someone who can really set up maybe Mueza and maybe, but again, you need your XP laner to be on all fronts. And Rendy will do a great job, but then again, if you have the Joy just running around, that's perma refresh on the Infernal Pursuits, on the stacks. So man, how does Dewa want to play this? EVOS, again, they will try to do the same things, but two-man liftoff. Not going to be followed up though, so yeah, EVOS, again, just putting Erlan on an island, just let him farm and scale, right?
This looks bleak for Dewa. I mean, we were trying to give it the benefit of the doubt. I don't know, man. I got game fact. Gope. And the Sky Piercer first item.
Yep. The marksman.
90.9% win rate, by the way. I believe that's on Granger.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is a total of 11 picks. 11 picks in regular season. So with this playoff and this one, it'll be 13 picks. So far, he has a very high win rate. Dewa.
It's an all-in over to Roundel. Good tapping as well. They go for a straight versus Kin, which for the angle as well now. But Rendy just jumping all over the place. Gets the infinite pursuit on the last guy. Gets another jump, but it is Kin who walks up now. It's going to be Ray. Caught in a bad spot. Key taken down by Kin, though. Hold on now. They might be cooking, actually.
Hold on, hold on. And I take back my words. Prio in the turtle. It's time for Dewa to do the heavy lifting. Albert, what is he going to do here?
Almost gets the kill, goes for another puncture. Erlan unable to get the last shot over towards Kin. And all of a sudden, Dewa are back in the game.
Yeah. They're able to cut down the gold lead from EVOS down to 873 gold. And Dewa, at least they are clinging on. But you can see EVOS just constantly under pressure, again with his Juicin, plus the Hilda. Much more oppressive, dare I say. And Albert, given the time and space to dive into the back to just run around. Kin, though.
Hold on now.
Ultimate, but then he's going to be fine. That backs him up. Uh-oh.
Yeah. You get a little bit of pressure down below. You lose pressure in your jungle. You're up against a Hilda, so you got to be careful there. Moises doing a good job at reacting to the plays, and does look like EVOS want to put the pressure down on maybe more now. Because Erlan went for the first item, Sky Piercer. They really want to get that value. Kin, though. He's doing a pretty good job. Again, Hank earlier set him up to actually get some good hits on that structure.
Again, Kin, right? We talked about him being one of the difference makers for Dewa. Back when he arrived first in Dewa, he has far been the catalyst for most of their wins. Can he prove it again here?
That's a win in the trade. Unless he takes a Thorn Rose, and that's different. Two-man tech charge. Octa right there, a stun as well. Locking Rendy down. He's going to go in for the all-out on Octa, but Ray picks the kill up, and Rendy, he's fallen twice in the last two team fights early.
Dewa are winning some of these little trades that are happening in the map. Down bottom it was Kin. Again, just fighting on that turret. Up top, taking down Rendy. And they can set up for the turtle too. I mean, Rendy will respawn, so that'll be okay. But along with the Granger Sky Piercer, right? You have to be careful of this guy. Again, I want to reiterate that EVOS will have almost the same information. Front to back, again, just frontlining for Erlan. But this time, the threat of a dive in the hands of the Lancelot will be very, very scary. So Dewa needs to be careful for that. Maybe Famous Fighter.
Goes in, tries to go for it. Can't even go for Electrifying Beast, fully stacked up as well. Now over around, forcing the Crimson Beacon, but the Quad Shadow doesn't land. The Shadow Kill does, though, with Retribution as well. Albert Thorn Rose. Ray goes into the Quad Shadow on the back line. His key's still there. What the heck was that tech charge? That looked like a DJ White play.
Wow. Didn't even catch Erlan. And Key wants to go in for more. He is a Hilda after all. So you can always zone out Dewa United. And no one is going to contest. Uh-oh, Kin goes in to Erlan.
Flicker out, Vengeance as well! That's a solo kill onto Erlan. Kin gets away. Now it's going to be round with Flicker. Muez is still there. Kin! Barely taken out, but he survives.
Man, Kin is the game changer. And is that why they picked up the Joy? To access Erlan, to get a potential assassination, stack it up with a Hayabusa. You have two threats in the backline towards Erlan. He has to be more careful now as EVOS, they want to fight back.
He goes for the zone, but Lunox is on him now. He goes for more damage over the Octa, but he pops into Brilliance now. It's going to be Ray who wins out the Red Tree battle. Kid in the back line will be slain, and it's Erlan to get revenge.
Rendy.
Now it's Rendy on 2. No more stacks on the Infernal Pursuit, so they're going to have to back away.
Yeah, they're going to reset back to square one. EVOS scrapping so far in most of the team fights. At least Dewa are able to tone down the gold lead again. But if you take a look at the bigger picture, Dewa is able to get a turret down bottom. This is quite scary. Oh, maybe!
Goes in, and this time Erlan, he had so much space in game 1, no space in game 2.
Dewa learned. Dewa learned from their mistakes. You cannot give the main man his space. You can't give a gap, a canyon for him to play around. And they did just that. They consistently screened out Erlan, zoned him out, pressure him. With the threat of Hayabusa and Joy looming on his back, he has a bounty on his head.
342 gold for Lancelot. That's the lead. And then a bit for Erlan, and that's it. Everything else on Dewa. Key. Man, he is getting shredded down, even though he's on a Hilda. That's a stun from Maybe, and it's Skin on the Joy with yet another.
This is scary now for EVOS. We talked about maybe, this time around Albert has the Lancelot. He can be a dive threat to Dewa, but then who does he want to target? Kin has the Vengeance. He's very fast too with the Rhythm of Joy and electrifying beats. He can be a menace to Albert too. Does he want to go for the Lunox? Lunox has the Brilliance, so this is where it gets very dilemmatic for EVOS. As Dewa, they are the ones who are dictating the mid game now. 5 seconds to the Lord. They have full control even to the purple buff. Rendy so far hasn't been able to benefit as much with the Infernal Pursuit resets, especially when the Joy is in the hands of Kin. You would argue that maybe he would be able to do that, but look at Kin, he's just running around Roses. Around EVOS' jungle.
And they burst the Lord to Dewa. What happened in game 1 to game 2? And how are they making the Joy against a Phobius work?
Man, I'm inclined to say that Dewa are, I don't know, they have quite huge bravery. Oh,
that's a Crimson Beacon. Oh, good flicker out, man. Translates it over to Rendy, but look at Kin, so free. Going in over, trying to find Erlan. He sees a Hilda chasing him, and he's like, where's Erlan at?
Two can play that game. Now they want to siege into the mid lane.
Oh, and all in over Rendy. Stands no chance. Albert Khan in the midst of it all now jumps into the puncture, and he's still able to... Whoa! Okay, now that's a bit too far, Kin.
Biting off more than he can chew, and yeah. Greed does kill you. Now they can clear this Lord quite easily, even though it'll eat up quite a bit of damage down to that bottom side turret, that inner one. And yeah, Dewa, they need to put on a leash on Kin. Oh, so Albert wants to go in for the puncture.
Good kind of execution as well. Now he has to be time. Oh man, he cannot perfectly time the Thorn Rose. It's an all-in straight into his face with Octa! With so much damage, and is that? Do my eyes deceive me?
Sky Piercer.
A Sky Piercer for Octa.
Yeah. We have to count now how many stacks he has, because it seems like he just recently purchased it. If that is true, he has 10 stacks. But the Lunox with the Sky Piercer, I tell you, is a very scary entity to deal with. I don't want to mess around with that. As Kin wants to go in, Tectonic Charge misses.
It's an all-in into the back now. Oh my lord, a shadow kill from Ray! Finds Erlan, a smack to the face from Mueza. Sends Erlan back down. It is a wipeout for Dewa, and they will be looking for more. Now it's Key and Albert trying to defend. Key on the Hilda while being this far behind. I don't know what he can do. It's not even the far lane, but they don't even care. They're gonna go for another.
Thorn Rose will enable Albert to move around freely again, but Dewa, they want to go for the end. They want to go for the jugular.
Holy moly, that's a retribution to cancel it out. Albert still able to buy some time now, has another puncture, goes in again, and is able to delay the game one more time. Erlan respawning back in the game as Rendy tries to go for the Dark Wave. Far lane still intact, but EVOS have lost 2 base turrets.
Wow, EVOS, the White Tigers, losing their claws, their fangs. just dull. They are not biting back, Dewa. We thought about this composition being so strange and it might just not work, but Ken is proving us wrong. Look at him. He's dancing around. He loves this. He loves this.
Look at Coach Wright.
Coach Wright is just laughing. He's like, hey, it worked. It worked.
You called me a mad lad. I say y'all are the mad lads.
Coach Vin, though, very stern look
Yeah.
in his eyes.
After getting beat by a Joy XP against a Phobius, I don't think you can laugh it off. They're gonna have to think about this now. What else does Kin have? It is. Well, now that's cause for concern. Never mind. Never mind. EVOS is gonna give it.
Yeah, they're gonna concede it. And if you take a look at EVOS's wave clear, I think the Granger does kind of supplement that, but again, Dewa are just gonna run at you. If you see EVOS clearing in front of the base, Dewa has the capacity to just play it outright straight. They have a Joy who's running around rampant in the back, and then their attention just becomes divided. The Hayabusa can come flying in. Octa is on 5 kills on the Lunox, scaling even greater in the late game. It's just gonna shred EVOS for days. And then you have Mueza with the setup. So it's all coming full circle for Dewa. EVOS, this might be one last defense. Will they be caged again, or will they break free from Dewa's clutches?
Well, the Farley is definitely gone now for EVOS. How do they defend this? 5 members strong. Dewa United looking for the end here. It's going to be Octa diving in. Tectonic charge as well. Key able to flicker out the safety, but the base is wide open. As Kin zones air on the back line, and they'll go straight for the base. Turret locking it down. It doesn't matter if EVO's got a Savage. Dewa equalize in game 2.
They made the unthinkable happen with that Joy XP, taking a trip down memory lane in Season 11. Ken, the game changer for Dewa United, the catalyst, is able to provide Dewa with an opening. They take game 2. It's 1-1. EVOS are left confused. Pandemonium losing in such a dominant fashion, where they were the ones completely pulverizing Dewa in game 1 with a Savage too on top of that for Erlan. And even Albert, in a comfort pick like Lancelot, wasn't even able to deliver anything of significance in that game. Dewa, man, that is a very, very strange draft, but they made it work.
It's the atomization as well, and then the reason as to why they picked it up, right? In game number 1, it was a full peel comp for the Granger.
Yeah.
This game, EVOS went for much more multi-dimensional draft with a lot more carries, but in doing so, the Granger's not as protected anymore, and that makes it super vulnerable to the Joy. And the Joy isn't even a full damage build, right? It's like a mix where now you just can't hit him. He has Vengeance, firstly, but even if he doesn't have the Vengeance, he's doing too much damage. He's sustaining a bit too much. And we gotta say, hey, we all doubted this draft. We were all like, where is it going? Gold lane? It turned out to be XP. And that's why we have so much respect to Coach Wright, I guess. You know, he's able to pull off some crazy picks. Well, and his players are able to execute. I don't know how they did execute game 1, but they executed this.
They saw Lancelot in blue 4, and they went for the Joy in the red 5. So that's very, very insane. Playing 4D chess right there. But panelists, what do you think of the Joy pick? Was it good or was it excellent?
At first, we thought it was weird. We thought it was going to go to the gold lane, and then we saw it move to the EXP lane, and we thought that in that lane against Phobias, it shouldn't have worked, but it did. Who would have thought that result would be in front of us for game number 2 for Dewa as they come back 1-1 against EVOS? Boys, break that down for us. What happened?
It was a huge throwback, right?
Yeah.
I think, way back when Luke was still playing.
Yeah, actually.
He wasn't able to use the Joy properly, but take a look at Ken. He was able to display a beautiful performance on that Joy. Erlan, who got a Savage game 1, did nothing game 2.
That's why I was thinking that the fragile would be required to kind of stop all the forward momentum. Because again, this whole team is diving forward. If you have a main carry like Erlan, like a Granger, that guy is having a bad time, and a bad time he did. Game number 1, he had extra healing. He had a Tsunami Slam. He had the Dark Wave. He had the Fedrin just tanking, but more importantly, stopping all the assassins, the divers. Erlan had nothing in this game. He was fending for himself. And dude, that pick from Dewa, it brings joy. Quite literally.
It brings joy. It brought joy. I'm pretty sure all the anak Dewa, they're celebrating right now because of that victory. And we've got to hand it to him, right? In a world where Joy EXP lane has not been a thing for such a very, very long time, he was still able to make it work even in a losing lane. And that's why he deserves a player of the game presented by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. Break that down a little further, because when it came down to the laning phase, the Joy was punished, right?
It was.
Was a little bit. He was really on the back foot for the most part.
Yeah.
That allowed Randy to even get level 4 first. So they were really on the back foot the whole time. I feel like, again, the real turning point is the moment there's enough damage on the members of Dewa to really threaten Erlan. From that point on, it was just difficult. And the thing with this pick, it's just so obnoxious, man. The Joy is one of the only picks, one of the only assassins that can almost do DPS or even burst down like a tank, technically. And with this build, the rush with the concentrated energy and the vengeance after battle spell, you are deceptively tanky and you have so much mobility. So it's really the best of both worlds, or rather the worst of both worlds if you're trying to stop Kin. And you're seeing it here with Erlan and Roundel, from supposedly having the space to do damage and be that reliable damage dealer, they were just forcibly pushed onto the back foot. And as a result, even, the Lancelot of Albert that we've seen great potential from had no room to really look for assassinations. He's just forced to wait for the right moment to try and go for like a big AoE play, but that's about it.
And this is why I prefer Key being on a playmaker.
Yeah.
Sure, the Hilda pick makes sense up against the Hayabusa. You know, you can be that constant nuisance. But yeah, now without a playmaker, quote unquote, Albert is left alone on this Lancelot to maybe find a play, which was really hard for Albert in this game, at least.
Yeah, the composition just really didn't aid in that effort. And to make it all worse, Octa was on a comfortable hero.
Yeah.
He was on the Lunox, not even a comfort hero. I would say that's a power pick for Octa. And then
In the meta too.
exactly, so that's double the trouble from Octa. And then Hayabusa for Raid, absolutely zero stoppers from the side of EVOS, making it really difficult for EVOS, especially after the laning phase, to look for a stopper towards Dewa's composition.
Dude, what a snipe though from Dewa United. The Joy out of nowhere. I wonder if there's some scrim knowledge to back this up, or did he just freehand it?
But the thing was, didn't you see them like put their hands
I
up?
think they were tossing, like they were...
like high-fiving.
Yeah,
I guess.
high-fiving.
Because I thought, surely, right, with a Joy Hayabusa, there must be a mistake, but turns out, my assumption was the mistake.
I'm glad that we're wrong.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we were proven wrong today. Another example of how flexible the current meta really is. I don't know, the Hildevick just really didn't sit right with me. I felt like they tunnel vision too much on the early game, and they didn't take into consideration of other factors that would push it out of the laning phase, push it to neutral objectives. And they didn't have an answer towards like the crowd control, lack thereof.
Was it pick like 4th pick for EVOS?
The Hilda was 2nd pick after the Jushin.
After the Hayabusa,
Did we see... No, knowing that the Lunox was available, I feel like that was just way too bold of an assumption, man. Because I feel like that's... You should know, like, if you want to try and abuse the sustainability, the tankiness of your picks, you need to make sure that Lunox isn't in the picture.
What? Look at Erlan's damage.
He did almost less than Hilder.
He went
26,000.
He went silent this game after
Loud game one.
game one.
The contrast is definite. For real.
On the same hero as well.
Oh man, that's why I really like Arash's point. They didn't have tools to protect Erlan. And without space, that's the impact. That's crazy. Game 1 to game 2 is crazy.
but that's in line with what we were expecting from Dewa, right? Instead of trying to do too many things that their comp is a bit more disjointed, what do you guys want to do? And they said, you know what we want to do? We want to dive. We see Erlan on a carry, we see him getting a Savage, we want him gone, and they went for a 5-man dive comp, and it worked out.
By the way, Octo went first item Snipe Piercer. That's how confident he was.
Oh, you're right.
He didn't even go for boots. He went for Snipe Piercer straight up, boots, and then he went for the glowing one.
That's crazy.
That's a straight up G right there. Wow.
Considering the early game was kind of shaky for Dewa for just a little bit before the initial ultimate power spike, that was a bold move.
Exactly.
They weren't winning by all means initially, right? I think at like the 5th or like 6th skirmish, 1 or 2 skirmishes after the turtle is where they actually got like a big comeback fight. That was crazy as well. I wonder if EVOS didn't make that like overextension, would the game have gone the same way? Because they were controlling, they were getting the neutral objective, winning skirmishes, especially in the lane. Randy was doing work. And out of nowhere, Dewa just got like 3 kills and just got an all-out win. And everyone, I mean, if you saw Realize and Mirko, they were like, yo, what just happened?
Yeah.
Mirko went from like, they overcooked to like, hold on now, maybe they're cooking.
And I love the way how Kin, he understands that he's on a Master Assassin. That's why he's looking for isolated players. And like mid-game, I believe it was Randy. No, sorry, it was Erlan who was all alone. That's why he was able to utilize that Master Assassin with isolated players. And against the Granger, he brought the Vengeance as the cherry on top. Just you know, ruined like the farm and the mentality of Erlan in that second game.
Because like some assassins you can kind of deal with alone as a Granger. You can hide back away from, threaten with the Rhapsody. But Joey is one of those assassins you cannot get off you, man. He sticks to you like, he sticks on you first of all, and he went concentrated energy for his item. So even if you're trying to threaten with damage, which has been the tone of the games in the playoffs so far, he has that built-in sustain. And he has so much damage, so much AoE too to heal back up.
That's why the crowd control would have been so important. But I mean, nobody would have expected a Joy last pick anyway, so we can't blame them too much. But again, EVOS are 1-1 now after winning game number 1. It looks like Dewa were able to come back for game number 2. And the problem is, EVOS right now, they're chasing a legacy that was built way before they even joined EVOS, right? The fact that they were able to pick up that M1, a lot of questions, a lot of eyes are on them to see whether or not they're able or will be able to make it to the next M series here for M7. And it's looking shaky.
Because so far, when things go straight forward, it makes sense, but I think we're seeing that they're not really comfortable dealing with all these curveballs. And boy, we're seeing a lot of them from the other teams. And that could be a big factor. By all means, it's only 1-1 right now, but from the looks of it, from how well they were adjusted and found these solutions, it definitely looks like an uphill battle for EVOS. But who knows, right? There could potentially be 3 more games before we know who makes it to the next stage.
That's the thing. That's the thing. This is why it's very, very dangerous. EVOS first game was second pick, I believe.
Second pick, yes.
So yeah, in this series at least, red side 100% win rate. So that last pick value, both coaches were able to utilize it properly, right? Last pick Joy, and the first game last pick Fredrin for Albert.
Wow, Fredrin.
Now, seeing that like EVOS, they lost game 2 being on blue, expect EVOS to have red side next.
Probably. We'll see if anything changes when it comes down to the order, but what's not going to change is this. Kin earlier on with that player of the game on the Joy, again a hero that we haven't seen in so long.
Yeah.
And he surpassed expectations even from his debut, right? As soon as Kin joined, we saw a constant, or an instant switch up with Dewa and their performance. And a little similar with Randy, but why does it seem like Kin has overpowered or overshadowed Randy's performance?
Like overall, Kin also benefits from his team kind of being suitable for this really chaotic meta, first of all. And on the other hand, I think there's a huge difference in hero pool. Because so far for Randy, he's really turned up on what, the Arlet, the Phobius. Is that not about it? He's done well with the others, like the Uranus, but it's not a presence that really carries hard in the games. Whereas for Kin, I mean, especially with the addition of the Joy now, dude, like in the drafting phase, this guy is an absolute weapon for a coach.
So we're looking at Alice, Arlott, Joy. What else is heroes?
Lapu Lapu.
Lapu Lapu.
Yuzong, to a degree.
Yuzong.
To be fair, Yuzong isn't a signature pick just yet, but he can play it to a good,
Definitely.
with some level.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Oh man.
And both are rookies, keep in mind, right? But also I do want to add what differentiates Randy and Kin, I feel like, just play style, right? Kin is definitely a flashier player. Sometimes it looks natural, but he likes those flashy plays. He makes the flashy plays looks natural, is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
But Randy, I think he is, a solid, reliable EXP. More, team player kind of EXP laner. But Ken, you know what?
I can agree.
I can find this individual plays. I can take this 1v1s or even 1v3s and gets the outplay. But yeah, play style wise, I think that's what Randy and Ken is.
I think the killer instinct is very apparent as well, and that's why he can transition from playing tanks like an Alice into a Joy out of nowhere. Because when he plays in the EXP lane, you get this feeling that he wants to dominate. Like he wants to dive, he wants to find something, and he doesn't want to just ride out the laning phase, right? We see that when he plays the Arlet in particular, but that shows again that he can find more ways, more creative ways to find kills, like the dive onto Erlan earlier in the mid game. That's something that I can't really picture Randy doing quite as much or as frequently.
Yeah, he has the eye for opportunity, looks for
Yes,
loopholes, and that's something rare because a lot of people try to make that work, and then it's an overstep. It's a blunder.
It's a TikTok moment
for the team. It becomes a TikTok moment in a bad way.
Yeah.
So GG, back to a 1-1 now between both of these teams. I don't know, my prediction from the beginning was a full best of 5.
Wow, 3-2?
Yeah.
4?
Wow.
EVOS.
Wow. I went 3-1.
I went 3-1 as well for Evo.
So far, so good though, right? What about Alter Ego, Avi earlier? What was your?
I went 3-2 as well.
Oh, okay.
But for Alter Ego.
No.
You? 3-0.
3-1.
Okay, 3-1.
Or on the dot.
On the dot.
On the dot, on the nose.
Well,
That's when you know one team is gonna win, right? You feel like they're gonna win, but you're like, it can't be that easy, so you just add a one.
and it turns like, let me add another.
Give me 2.
Double it and give it to the next team. All right.
That would be 6 now.
I don't know. I hope this series at least goes.
No, the one. All right.
Oh. Hey. I've been
There
playing
we
the
go.
Gatot Kacha. Arashi has been playing the Gatot Kacha.
Yes,
Why
sir.
don't you cosplay the Gatot Kacha?
Why would I cosplay God?
You're the only cosplayer here.
You cosplay.
That's true. He cosplayed.
I do. This is
Arashi cosplays,
news,
guys.
this is news to me.
But maybe you guys
Can I spill?
want to
Can I spill?
cosplay?
Wait, I don't know what you're talking about. It's scary.
And the cross-dressing? What are we talking about?
We're talking about a call for all the cosplayers
Yes,
to sign
yes,
up
yes.
for the Gatot Kacha
Yes, sir.
cosplay competition, technically.
Yeah. Because, you can join the M7 cosplay parade later on and you guys can get an exclusive costume and cash prizes. So register now and check MPL ID's Instagram to find out how. Let the world see us.
Got an idea.
Okay.
Eterna, you be the Gatot Kacha.
All right.
Arashi, you be the Kadida.
Huh?
Right? That's Indo pride. Kadida. Arashi, Kadida, you Gatot Kacha.
Okay.
I thought you
Okay,
cosplayed
okay.
Kadira at one time.
But I heard that you can dance really well, Gani. And
Wow.
speaking of dancing, there's going to be an M7 talent showcase which is a national competition designed to discover and highlight new stars from the MLBB community. And the winners will earn the opportunity to perform on the main stage of the M7 World Championship Carnival.
Yeah.
There are going to be a few categories. So there's cosplaying for Arashi, there's dancing for Gani, there's singing or musical performance
For you?
for Mirko,
For Turna.
comedy
This
skits
is so miracle.
for Sheffin.
Oh, comedy skits or acting or Sheffin and Mirko.
Yeah.
Or
Both.
any other creative talents, that's Sheffin.
That's real life.
That's
Oh,
both of them.
Okay. I can dance, yeah.
I heard Sheffin can be a clown.
Can be a.
Clown.
A literal clown.
Yeah, he does
I
clown
heard
acting.
Arashi, Eterna, and Sheffin are clowns.
I hear like all the English talents are gonna come together and create an idol group.
Oh.
A what?
An idol group.
A what?
What would it be called?
Idol group.
Any
Oh, an idol group.
what would it be called?
How many people we have? Like 5,
6, no?
6,
Wait. Yeah, 3, Mirko, realize Sheffin, yeah.
6. The Sixth Sense.
The Sixth Sense.
Wow.
I
Respectfully decline.
I respectfully will look at the screen right now and see that EVOS have first pick. Dewa back on second. So EVOS actually chose to be first pick.
Wow.
Wait, no. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder what what do they have that they really want to get
Granger.
that badly? If it's the Granger, you better get the full package, brother.
Okay, maybe not a Hilda this time.
No.
Let's take a look at the random map draw.
Okay.
Broken
walls.
Broken walls. It's Johnson time.
Java Drift.
Java Drift. Bring back Java Drift.
Java Drift, but with an Odette for Dewa, because Octa has picked it up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow.
That is an O indeed.
That's a wow wee wow right there.
Wow, wee wow.
Broken
See, we're in
walls.
sync. Idol group went.
Drafting phase though for game number 3 presented to you by the official Galaxy S25F.
Oh, no.
EVOS. Turns out it's not the
Jushin.
Granger. It's actually the Jushin first pick. But Lunox gets respect ban.
Yeah. So Arlet, Lunox, Halkert. So it's basically 3 respect bans for EVOS. They don't care about meta. They know that Dewa are not a meta team anyways. It's not gonna matter. Now for Dewa. Without the Lunox, without the Sushin, I don't think they want to go Granger. Doesn't seem like their style.
Doesn't really seem like their style. And EVOS seems like they're quite stubborn here. In a sense where, let's just go Zushin all 3 games. Dewa United, same approach.
This is the exact same draft, guys.
Same approach for Dewa United. But
And
this time,
EVOS.
no Lunox though. No Lunox 3 for Dewa United. That
Yeah.
is confirmed.
It's a big difference. Because that's why the frontliners were still at risk for Dewa, and they have brought back the Kalea. They need this.
Granger. Do you think it's Granger?
It could be. So I feel like if it's not picked up now, it won't be allowed. No,
Ah.
Lancelot still. They want a whole shake-up. Maybe a Harith for Erlon even, right? To even out the magical damage. But I think they will definitely have their eyes, have that in consideration as well. For Dewa though, I really feel like the roam and jungle being shown is not a prio issue. It's the fact that they want to hide their options for as long as possible. And now they picked up a Kimi into a Lancelot? That doesn't seem intuitive, but
It's not fun.
they're operating on a level that we cannot comprehend.
It's not fun. But Kimmy and Grok, that's huge mid-prio.
Yeah, that's for sure. Especially against a Kalea Tsushin. They'll be able to get better trades maybe, but clear-wise, I feel like Dewa will have the edge here.
Yeah.
What do they want to do with it though? That's the question. The side lanes, is it going to be something that can carry late? Is it something that can be ganked, can facilitate ganks and dives to get more prio in the early game?
Yeah.
Granger ban though, as predicted.
Yeah. For sure, they want to take that away.
Nope.
Considering they already have the peel with the Kalea, they don't want Inner One to happen all over again. You mentioned the Harith pick for EVOS earlier on, so that's definitely something that Dewa can take into consideration to ban Al Ruby. Ban also does make sense. Do they want to ban out all the fighters of the gold lane?
No, I think that should be the Lapu ban, right? But then it will limit their own option for that EXP.
I mean, dude, if Aaron isn't given like a good damage hero, if they were picked up like Uranus Gold here, that can be absolute chaos for EVOS.
The night sky
Oh,
tells
wow, that's a good ban. I feel like EVOS were looking for that pick right there. A possible Esmeralda pickup, but Dewa United, they spot on that ban.
Yeah. So is Dewa looking for a Lapu Lapu or something more like a Phoveus? Because that's usually where the Esmeralda would be a good response. Or maybe they want to go with the, I don't know, I was going to think the Harris.
Yeah.
Which is why they want the Esmeralda to ban out, but Lapu Lapu is the assumption that EVOS are making.
So many fighters off the board now.
Yeah.
We might see a Yu Zhong pick now.
Oh, you're
Alright.
right. We haven't seen the dragon.
No. Which is technically right now good for both teams. I don't mind it being in composition of Dewa. I don't mind it being inside the composition of EVOS as well.
I don't know. For Kimmy, I think Yu Zhong would be really great. Like against the Kimmy.
Yeah. Especially when there's a Lancelot. Oh, wow.
So they do go for it, and they deny it away from EVOS, so that EVOS are gonna be lacking a lot of magical damage.
So now it's really asking a question here towards Erlan, right? No Granger, no Harith.
1-1, maybe?
The 1-1 it is available, which pairs well with the Kalea.
Sort of. Oh man, against all of this danger though, not quite sure. Alice comes through first. It is going to be the 1-1, okay.
All right, last pick for Dewa.
Yu Zhong will counter this Alice quite handily, I think. And it's not the best against the rest technically, but what other options do they want if they don't want to go for something like that?
So hard to catch the 1-1 as well.
Either they go for a counter in the lane like the Yu. Oh, never mind.
Oh, well,
You must have forgot.
completely forgot about the joy in the EXP lane, boys and girls.
I thought they needed some more tankiness, dude. They have 3 magical damage healing, like dealing heroes.
You're right.
I know we're talking about the tone of the playoffs being more damage is a way to win control, to win fights, to win everything. But they are really doubling or even tripling down on that factor.
Double down. Go big or go home. Will it be EVOS picking up the next game, or will it be Dewa? We're going to throw it over to our casters to break this game down.
Will Erlan be experiencing yet another episode of PTSD, getting chased down by the joy in the hands of Kin? They repeat the same pick. Will it work in their favor though? This is game 3 of Dewa United against EVOS. And mind you, if we pull the threads back again, it was this joy in the hands of Boots, back in MSC, who was able to go on par against Sanford, who by the way was about to become the best XP in the world.
It's quite different though now, right? Like last game, there was no peel. It was the Hilda and the Lancelot. This time, they went for the Kalea with the Lancelot. So not as much peel as game number 1 with the Fredrin plus Kalea. But it's a good middle ground, you know? It's not a full all-in kind of composition. You still have the Kalea to actually help out the 1-1. And also, it's not a Granger anymore. It's someone that can actually self-peel quite well.
Yes.
It's just, you're way easier to gank for the Hayabusa is the concern now. So, for EVOS, I think it's looking pretty solid. They should have enough peel resources to get away. Put yourself together again for both Key and Erlan. This time makes sense, you know? None of those put yourself together over round though. Walks some of it too aggressively. Ray finds first blood. Key has to flicker out and realize this has happened too many times today, man. The Jusins not respecting the Hayabusa picks.
Massive loss for EVOS right there. Especially a kill taken and a spell lost as well. Albert back with the Lancelot, the comfort pick for him. And yeah, I do agree this is different circumstances we're in now. Especially back then there was no peel. And Ray, look at how aggressive he is. Hayabusa, he gets the orange buff.
Retribution stealing it away from Albert. That is big. A kill and a 3 buff start for Ray.
Oh, that's gonna bite EVOS in the long run. Oh, we question them. How are they gonna respond, right? At least this time around, they have the Kalea to lock people down. And I think Hayabusa will be on top of that list. Look at that barrier.
Again, no respect for the shadow kill, man. That's gonna be damage, but around one more shuriken of the quad shadow back. 2 kills plus a 3 buff start, and he hasn't even taken his orange.
EVOS are giving away these kills and these leads like it's Christmas. What are they doing? This time around, the objective will be taken by Dewa. That's a dream start for the gods. And Kin, he wants to participate in the team fight.
I like to find beats. Key does not have the tsunami stun. That's a tech charge, and Key gets slammed on it. That's a vengeance and the escape for Kin. 3-0 start for Dewa.
Mirko, it's 2 minutes, 30 seconds, 2.1k gold lead for Dewa. They're eyeing on Adelan. Maybe has level 4, has his Amon Force to go in. Roundel again, heavily pressured. He's level 3, Mueza is level 4.
Octa is holding a 2-level lead against Roundel. This looks horrible for EVOS right now, and it's all on the back of no respect given to the assassin. Oh my goodness gracious, Albert able to escape. Rendy trying to help out here, but doesn't have enough gap close to get back to Kin. Who gets out? Kin, it can't just do no wrong.
Man, this guy is insane on the Joy. And that was his Amon Force bot by Maybe. Down bottom, Adelan is completely pressured. And Ronald can't even assist that much because he's down a level, 2 levels now with Octa, 6 to 4. So the Juicin might just be another food for Dewa to feast on. If he were to assist Adelan. Down bottom, Hunter Strike completed by Ray. Will he go with the Sky Piercer here, right? Because that seems to be the, the preferred build for Andoryu. One of the best Hayabusas we have in this league for Kyrie too. And with this lead, I do see a window where they want to go for that Sky Piercer key.
Oh man, you're supposed to be the one who goes for pickups, baby! Dives in deep, no punish from Erlan. But no kill for Maybe is, however, able to freeze this wave up.
Yep.
And there's no way the 1-1 is brave enough to walk up.
Adelan completely dominated in the lane. And up top, Rendy might overextend. He still has the escape, so he's gonna be fine. But Ray will clear that wave too, giving prio to Kin to again just try to rotate to the turtle, right? Because the wave is gonna crash onto Rendy. He has to clear that. And Mueza screening far in the purple buff. He's gonna open up these bushes. Rated armor, first item for Rendy. He needs that because Kin is just gonna hit hard with the magic damage.
Rotating down below, giving a turtle for free. Rendy needs to back away, and again, it's just free, so free for Dewa. Here, look at the respect Maybe is giving also. He knows that there's a possible trade that's gonna happen in the bottom lane. He just walks back. Now he walks back up with the entire Dewa backing him up.
I was inclined to think that Dewa has drafted. Oh, hold on a minute. There's a beacon. It's gonna be fine. Yeah, I was inclined to think that Dewa drafted a much rather greedy composition with 3 magic damage. I mean, Kin is gonna go hybrid, obviously, but the Kimmy and the Harith, we really need that goal to go on. The Hayabusa, though, with this 2-level lead is gonna be quite good.
Tech charge coming down as well. The wall stops Erlan from moving, and Kin gets a double. Dewa, now they've shut everyone down. Everyone. Erlan, the insurance for EVOS in the mid game is now down, and he's losing so much gold. 2 levels down on Maybe.
Albert and Rendy are the only deathless members of EVOS. And look at Ray. He's gonna go in for the purple buff. Albert completely pushed back from his own jungle.
Not even a purple buff take now. He goes in for the punctures, but Ray has already stolen his purple. Rendy going in on Mueza. But I think Mueza doesn't care, man. Like, he can get lifted up, thrown back. It doesn't matter. Another one. Boom. Mueza still... I mean, he might die here, but even if... Is it really worth using a Tsunami Slam on him? I guess not. He decides against it.
Now 1-1. Rotating to the mid lane. At least he has the Corrosion side ready to join in the team fights. But again, you gotta bank on that Kalea 1-1 combo to pop in the weakness points. Roundel 1v1 with the Joy. Albert is here.
Oh no, he misses the Thorn Rolls. Ken! Oh my lord! Against Roundel and Albert, the rookie outshines the veterans.
A sliver of HP, and again, the new addition to the gods' abode.
Oh my
Hit.
lord.
The game changer with this joy is so hard to catch. 2-0-1. With a tiny drop of HP left, he survives, baiting out Albert, outplaying Roundel. Man, Dewa are set for life in this game.
5-0, 5K gold lead, 3 turtles, and now bound to be another structure up top taken for Dewa. They're living up finally to their names, man. Dewa United. Let's take a look at that replay. What happened? Albert, I think, missed some crucial skills here. That's a pickup from Roundel.
This one.
He goes puncture into gap close instead of Phantom Execution skill 1, skill 2. So he played the gamble, thought he would have enough damage, and that led to Kid escaping.
The Phantom Execution missed. I think he was trying to calculate. He was trying to preempt Kid's movement. Albert
gets away with Phantom Execution, but turret will fall. Roundel unable to do much. 0, 2, and 0 with his dual partner. Holy moly, Kin going against 2. That's going to be the Tsunami Slam as well, but Kin doesn't care! He dives in straight again. He's able to bait out the Inspire and the Crossbow Tang and the Tsunami Slam and the Flicker, and now the tech charge over Airlock! Taken very low, thrown back again, still able to escape. They get Mueza. They finally get something.
This joy is tanky. So hard to take down, especially with the Vengeance too. Kin is playing this game to perfection. Ray is level 12, 13 now, up 2 levels against Albert, who just was able to reach level 11. Gold difference though, all for Dewa. 5.3k gold lead, 5.1 now. A little dwindle in that gold lead, but it doesn't matter because they have all the leads that they need. They're able to push out all the objectives. Turrets taken out, outers all acquired, Oracle even for Kin. That was only the CE.
Yikes.
He's very strong.
Dude, I mean, they get a kill. Is that enough though? Like, it's a kill Mueza. It's not a bounty. It's nothing big. It's a roamer. They get.
It's like a rock.
It's like a rock.
It's like a rock.
And they all almost died for it too. Well, they initially they were going on Kin, so you know.
This poses the question then, the Kalea. Who is it going to target? Is it going to be Kin? Because Kin can always escape easily. That was a crossbow of tank pop, and Kin didn't even die. If you want to go for the Hayabusa, the Joy is going to run around in the backline, so again, a lot of options for EVOS to opt to, but it just becomes confusing.
It does.
As it reaches the mid-game. And now they're going to go in for a little skirmish. Randy is going to eat up all the bullets. Destruction Pulse.
Oh,
pull him back. And the Lord will be next for Dewa. Set their sight, but look at down bottom though. Kin is camping down bottom. He's going in for Erlan.
Yeah, that's just the full type of the tech charge, man. Kin gets away from the range of the Tsunami Slam. Roundel is now 0, 3, and 1, and EVOS don't know where to look. They look bottom lane, they see Kin, and they're like, okay, we gotta be careful. And then while they're thinking about that, Mueza just tech charges in, flickers on him, and Roundel's dead for the 3rd time before you know it.
To compensate for the 1-1 who needs a few more items to go online, EVOS lack magic damage. It's only the Juice In, right? You can't really burst down anyone with the Juice In unless something happens. The Glowing Wand is only going to be there supplementary for the Juice In. And look at the Lord up top. They're going to clear it. A little march, and Adelan is going to farm up to that Haas Claws. Has the Windtalker ready, has the Corrosion Sight. But look at Maybe, he is vying for that Holy Crystal. Sooner or later, it's going to bite EVOS even deeper. 6.9k gold lead. They want to siege again out bottom. The barrier has been very clutch for Mueza.
Randy able to go for the blink out again. Albert in the mid lane trying to defend. Times into the back line now. Pops. Oh! In the Electrifying Beast. Pops into Vengeance as well. Erlan is able to go for the flyby now. Has the crossbow tank. Will be able to get him down. And will be Kin falling here for a tier 2 up top for some damage in the bottom lane. And the Holy Shield taken down. Now looking for more in the mid lane and the top lane. As again, they have info that Tsunami Slam is down.
I like to argue that that was kind of worth it because Kin, again, you know, is just going to be the punching bag. And they were able to get a few turrets here and there. And now they're going to re-siege. The Lord is gone, though. Ray wants to go in. Has the Quad Shadow.
Oh, 3-man airborne through the wall. Oh, he sandwiched EVOS. That was an EVOS sandwich.
It defies obstacles. So, hey, it's going to be good. EVOS, how do they get out of this sticky situation.
They
At least
pray
Albert's
that
still
Dewa
deathly.
overcommit, dude. Like, at this
Yeah.
point, it's so hard because
Have to seize for Mueza.
oh man, a classic Keyboy move, now a classic rock move. Oh my god! Goes over the knockup and the knockout. Oh my lord, it's gonna be the all-in as well. As Ray pops in the shadow kill, and Key's gonna be decimated through as he tried his best to go in for Tsunami Slam. Who has a Sky Piercer? Is it Ray? Dang,
I think it has to be Ray. But Octa, might also go for it. We'll take a look a bit though. Yeah, I think it is Ray because so far Octa has the glowing wand, Blood Wings, and the Divine Glaive. Extra fed.
Oh.
Headlock.
How do they defend this, man? Key's back up and try. The Farley is taken down without even a Lord. They were just brute force that. Brute force breastplate built up by Albert, but that's not the brute force I was talking about. I was talking about the brute force wall skill, one flicker, Mueza, bang, you know? It's so sudden, Roundel couldn't react to it. Key trying to get Tsunami Sand. They were really just looking for, grasping for straws.
And you can't really underestimate this grog damage too. Slowly but surely, it'll be quite painful to deal with. And at least so far for EVOS, Albert is still deathless. In, next to differ.
Oh my lord, wants to go for the 1v1 over to Albert. Gets everything. Electrifying beats as well, but Roundel comes back. That's a Vengeance already used up, and Kin again will fall, and now it gives EVOS a chance to come back. With no Kin, this is a 4v5, and EVOS only used Crimson Beacon, realize.
They like this. They like this. Kin is not here to disrupt the backline, but Ray is still a threat.
Oh.
Tsunami Slam!
Baited in by the Phantom Execution. Ray gonna be taken down. Erlan gets a shutdown, a killing spree as well. Crossbow tag
They turn.
will be up for grabs, and Randy has done enough. Zoning the backline, maybe still has him on force. Erlan still has a crossbow tag and Inspire.
Oh.
Looking for all of them now. All the weakness points. Can he pop an Inspire in time? That's me maybe doing a lot of damage. Albert winning out on the Lord, and EVOS somehow are back in the game.
The White Tigers hanging in the balance, finally roaring to life. What was quite dangerous for them. They're able to restabilize all the leads that Dewa still has. 4.7k gold lead, but I think it becomes quite irrelevant now as EVOS will try to pounce back. The Lord will march up top. Albert will clear down bottom, activating the pressure in the side lanes too. And Albert will be able to get that Malefic Roar, so extra damage for the Lancelot. Now though, Kin, he cannot overextend. He has to start respecting the fact that EVOS does scale well into the late game. The damage is already there, apparent. Especially Erlan, 3 kills now. Will be very dangerous to deal with. The Lord will be easily cleared by Dewa. They have the capacity to do that. Malefic Gun, extra rage, building into, I think that was supposed to be the Rose Gold Meteor with the the blade.
The Magic Blade.
Magic Blade, Magic Blade, yeah.
I believe so too. Octa picks up the Holy Crystal. Now, I wouldn't say Dewa are in big trouble just yet. Yeah, again, they're in much more trouble than they would have expected. They got the Farley, and that really should have been a free Lord for them, or at least, you know, an advantage that they could utilize. That walk up from Kin. Hey, we got Mr. David, by the way, here.
Mr. David.
I believe head of esports at Dewa United. Definitely a bit nervous here. Second ever playoff experience for him, watching his own team and throwing technically a massive lead.
Yeah.
They still have the Farley. That's why it's not horrible yet for Dewa. They can still play with that advantage. They delayed the game quite a bit with that. A few shutdowns, or a kill and a shutdown given over to Erlan. But you should still be able to just stay composed, keep it calculated, play it disciplined.
And I think at this point they can play for maybe too. We talked about Kin being one of the most,
Kin, you know, maybe stop going too crazy.
Yeah. Kin was the feared member of Dewa, but maybe is slowly creeping into a massive power lead that he can really create. Brewing up a storm slowly but surely. He was shown to closely carry that last fight in the Lord Pit. Was able to get a few synchro visions here and there. The damage is building for the Harith, so they have to watch out for the Harith. Now maybe targeting from Key has to be picture perfect. He has to pinpoint who to target, who to prioritize, because this Harith is slowly becoming a problem for EVOS. Dewa, they can play for the Harith if they want to. Late game Harith can never be wrong.
Yep.
Especially in the hands of Maybe, who has proven time and time again he can play the Harith. And now EVOS, it's just a waiting game. They have to wait for Kin to overextend or maybe Dewa to pull out another blunder. But Ray, as the BOD, and they will be the ones to kickstart the Lord. Will EVOS accept this invitation?
Yeah, Lord is going to be bursted down here. Wildman is still all the way in the bottom lane. They won't be able to react in time, and I think that's just a bad call from EVOS. Ray gets it. A free blitz for Dewa. EVOS tried to play the far lane, but Dewa just speed blitzed that.
Yeah. And I don't really think there is any much benefit for EVOS.
Coach Wright.
In the bottom lane, yeah, he's still laughing. He's still laughing.
He always
still
gets so
chill.
flustered whenever he's caught on camera, and he's like, "Oh man, I'm on cam again," you know?
He's camera shy.
He's camera shy. What about the Dewa fans?
They're not. Apparently, they have a rhinoceros as their mascot.
Dude, what, really?
Yeah.
Dewa and
Rhino.
they're not Dino Esports, are they?
It might be. After Mueza just headbutting all the EVOS players with the tectonic charge. But yeah, we'll see if Dewa can just cut the tension with a sword. Win a nature for Octa. He knows that Erlan is there as a threat. Albert as well, who can always dive constantly into the back line. But EVOS with their wave clear, they have to do it quick because it's not really the best. I mean, you do have Erlan with the 1-1, and they will siege up top.
Yeah, they brute force it again. Zaman Force used up instantly. They know the call is to get the base turret, and they will clear it out. Both the far lanes, or both the side lanes rather. Taking away as Albert jumps in with a Phantom Execution, almost takes Octa down! Tech charge into the back line, the quad shuttle landing as well as Ray goes in for the shadow kill. Randy still in the midst of it all. Kid bait in by Litter Crown. Head to the vengeance now as Erlan still able to walk around him. 2-4-0. But Dewa get all the base turrets.
They hold again. EVOS are known to hold when things go wrong for them. They did it in Season 13. It was bronze with the Blazing Duet and the lower bracket
And it was
finals.
against Ray.
And it was against Ray too, with Geek Fam.
Hold on now.
And now EVOS, they are holding for dear life. This time around, they are the ones on the pounds. It's maybe again with Octa having to defend that out, or rather inner turret. But at least down bottom, they have a wave pushing. Albert will be there to get the turret too, munching on him. EVOS, reset is going to be the key now. They can't get overzealous. And same goes for Dewa too.
And it's a winner crown for Rendy. So even more survivability.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, Dewa, whenever you see those big tech charges, it only really is value when you can get the damage right behind the tech charge. They were so split up. So when Weza made that call, Octa was still like, whoa, 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 you know, he was trying to aim the traction pulse. Ray got a quad shadow, but that's it. Kid came in a bit late, and he didn't have the fully stacked electrifying beats yet by the time, so it ended up just being a bait. The tech charge ended up being a bait for the rest of the team, and now it's just a 3,000 gold lead. Yes, the big lead for them is still the base turrets that they've gotten, but the way EVOS are clearing it here, that they actually have more map pressure. Ray will have to stay down. Or maybe they don't. Maybe they just go straight up. They know the wave will be forming into a slow push.
Yeah.
Sooner rather than later. So maybe just contest the 5v5.
Slow push for Dewa up top. Slow push for EVOS down bottom. They have another layer of minions to go in. Now it's all a dance to the death. Will EVOS be able to hold this again? Albert still deathless. The shining ray of hope for EVOS.
Time.
It always has been. They want to go in.
Oh my lord! Randy's burning down. He has to pop in with her crown. Mueza, can he go over the wall? He doesn't get the wall down in time, but Randy's down. Wait a second, Mueza pops in the tech charge but falls. Why did he make that call when they've already gotten the advantage?
Albert.
That's a recall for Randy, but Kin's there as well. Now can be all in as Albert goes for Retribution! Secures it for Dewa as Kin goes even a 1v1 against Randy. Now it's the immortality down for the base. Erlan looks for the damage. Can he get the weakness points? Ray walking back again. That's what? Kin surviving in the mid lane, popping the vengeance, popping electrifying beats. No Mueza, but the wave is right on mid. It's an evolved lord. Dewa do not have the resources to play with the evolved lord, or do they? They do. Ray has ult.
Wow, EVOS holding on a thin thread. Will they be able to defend? The Lord is here. Ray will go in as the quad shadow.
That's Kin with electrifying beats as well. There is Albert goes in for the Phantom Execution. Is able to go for the dashes all through. Well, Kin is dead. Erlan, no, he gets slayed by Ray with a Fan Piercer. The evolved lord is there. Dewa! They claim match point. against EVOS in a clutch endgame moment.
Slowly ascending up to the skies on a mission to prove that their namesake is indeed real. The gods smiting the tigers from up above. EVOS, this time they did not hold. This time, the ungodly wrath from Dewa was too much for them to handle. 2-1, Dewa snatching match point from the hands of EVOS. This is getting scary.
And the trend continues, realize. From match number 1, it was Navi who got game number 1 into a 3-game streak for their opponents. Now Evo started the series 1-0, and it's looking like a 2-game streak. Can they pull off game number 4 into the wins to lock today as a 3-1 day?
But man, Dewa seems like a different team in playoffs. It seems like they're able to fix their mistakes in the regular season. And this was a team that made it to playoffs by depending on other teams' results. And now they are on the precipice of eliminating EVOS, on the edge of making it to the next round. Well, EVOS, the White Tigers, as of now, they are not roaring. Shaking by the very sight of Dewa. There were blunders happening from Dewa too, but I think that Lord Secure coming in from Ray was quite clutch because the Evolve Lord
very clutch.
was just way too big, was too overwhelming for them to handle. And Kin, he was the one rattling Randy in the backline, in the base, and he healed for whatever percentage that was, just keeping Randy at bay. EVOS didn't have the front line to deal with the Lord. And we have a game in our hands. We have a match in our hands. Panelists, are you sweating?
Here we are at match point now for Dewa United, as they're able to really pick up the reins, get game 2, get game 3, and it really poses the question, is this a game 1 curse?
Oh, no, it's a little bit too soon, Eterna. But yeah, there goes my prediction down the drain for this match at least.
Same.
I predicted EVOS 3-1, but boy, Dewa has been popping off, especially the last 2 games.
And dude, they bring back the Joy EXP, and EVOS saw it coming, and they still have no answer. They are powerless in the face of this. And the way Dewa are playing macro right now is just so good. Without the Granger at their disposal, EVOS don't have access to all that safety, all the range that allowed them to get so much dominance in game number 1. So they're forced to play these messy fights where they will just seem a lot more comfortable, dude. There's more synergy built into how they're playing together now.
No matter how crazy Kin was playing, who will get the player of the game or the MVP of the game again, I believe.
Oh.
Am I right? Yeah, okay, there you go. MVP presented by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. Of course, there's going to be arguments made for Kin, especially in that final bout around the Lord. The split push into the mid lane allowed more members from the side of EVOS to kind of be distracted, and then they were unable to fully commit onto the Lord. But I feel like this was a redemption game as well for Mueza.
Yeah.
Like the first few games when he was on the Grok, he really didn't land his skills, right? The tectonic charge didn't land. But in this particular game, we saw so many moments and opportunities that was created by Mueza. So despite Kin getting the MVP, I do want to give my flowers over to Mueza for this game.
Big shout out to Ray as well, because especially in that final Lord situation, if he missed the Retribution, that would have been an absolute disaster for Dewa. But he kept his cool. Retribution for a reason. Now taking a look at the player of the game highlights here for Kin. Oh man, where do we even begin, man? Do we talk about his damage output? Do we talk about how much attention he's able to demand from the players of EVOS? Because he just seems to do it all. And showing again that this playstyle, the semi-split push, still has a place in the meta, provided that you can actually have enough of a enough of an impact in the team fights as well. And Kin on the Joy certainly was able to do just that. Unfortunately for them though, EVOS were able to get a couple of moments there in the mid game, trying to play on the inexperience, the overzealousness of Dewa. But overall, towards the end there, knowing they have the base turrets, knowing they have chances to make these big plays happen, they kept their cool. Even after a bit of a blunder right here, where Moisa goes in ahead of everyone else, causes a bit of an unfavorable trade. And even here.
So yeah, Randy has to recall because he's low. So he's serving two purposes: getting health back, and also defending. But that Lord, you're right. I think that is. They forced a fight.
Why did they do that?
The gamble was okay. If we get Lord, we back off. If we don't get Lord, we fight.
You want to try and get some death timers down, some outplays, because again, they are not going to scale any better in the late game. They just given the opposing team just took the Lord.
Yeah.
I guess they were banking on making something happen there or losing anyways.
Right. So it was a go big or go home kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, we were talking about 3 magic damage dealers in the drafting phase. No problem.
Well, you forget that they have a Heptasis BOD Grok. That is not a tank, my friend.
Oh, yeah.
Those tectonic charges are absolute nukes, dude. If you're a backline member, I think one of those fights, Roundel got absolutely bodied by the tectonic charge, and he got one shot. I'm like, dude, that is so unfair.
And like you wouldn't expect that damage coming out from a Grok as well. So you're like, I got caught. Okay, I'm probably just gonna be like disabled for a bit.
Yeah.
But what happens to my HP?
Yo, guys.
Guys, bro.
I need backup.
Bro.
Because Heptasis I've seen before, but the POT, like, dude.
And if you see at the itemization from side of EVOS, right? Take a look at their the builds. Hayabusa was free to deliver the physical damage. Sure, there were a couple of brute force breastplates, but no concrete items like the Cuirass, like the Dreadnoughts, were built technically. So yeah, they were heavily focused on the magic damage, which allows Ray to
Stay relevant.
or
relevant.
be more
Relevant.
Dare I say.
Yeah, Retribution and relevant.
Relevant.
Well,
Relevant retribution.
he definitely was having a lot more. A lot more ways to go in, do some damage. But I guess EVOS were thinking that they have the Kalia late game, they have sustain, so minimal defensive options against physical damage are required. Especially again, if you want to try and survive from the damage of a Kimi, Joy, and Harris. And by all means, dude, this is the longest game I've seen in a while. 21 minutes. In the current meta, games are over at like 11, 14,
15.
Max 15, 16.
21-minute game.
I think it's the longest play in MPL ID playoffs
Yes.
so far.
For sure.
It is. Oh, he was raiding the wave. Okay, no. Sorry. Riding the wave, raiding the wave. No.
Sure.
We can give
I'll
you that.
give you that.
We can give you that. Look at the damage numbers though. You gotta give also a shout out to Albert because I really thought that if this game was gonna be over a lot faster, but this guy just finds ways to constantly be a threat, to be relevant. Like that one pickoff attempt in the mid lane against Octa, barely getting him with the tip of the Phantom Execution, almost one-shotting him outright, not allowing him to use the Wind of Nature. All the way to the late game, you get that feeling that Albert might pull something off. And again, that final retry battle, that's why it was so scary.
Crucial, yeah.
Especially for Raid, because it's against Albert, dude.
No joke, was a 1v1 technically, and Ray was able to pull that one off.
The BOD was last item.
Well, yeah, but still.
Yeah, even with the 2 Legion swords, that's already like a extra attack.
Oh, gray area.
Gray area.
Ray,
Sure.
Appropriate. No.
Appropriate.
He likes jumping into the fray.
See, why is that so much better? Why can't I?
Because I took longer to come up with it.
It was raiding the base of EVOS.
Okay, now we're talking. That was a ray of hope towards the end.
So good.
They've had a dreadful performance.
Gesture Dre.
But he was so
He
good.
was
It was
doing
so
good. What are you
For
talking-
EVOS.
Oh.
It was dreadful for EVOS.
But it looks like Bude is ready for something of a
I tried.
surprise. So let's check it out.
Tengah-tengah, nice pick 2. Udah bertemu dengan 2 player yang bisa mungkin kasih kita insight bagaimana pertarungan di match kedua ini. Halo Spencer.
Halo Bude.
Disapa-sapa dong yang ada di sini dong.
Halo anak-anak Dewa.
Halo anak-anak Dewa. Masih pada semangat? Kayaknya semangat banget karena baru menang nih.
Ya justru makin lebih semangat karena Dewa lagi unggul.
Dewa lagi unggul dan di sebelah Spencer juga ada Make It. Halo Make It.
Halo Bude,
Ini khusus match kedua dong, nontonnya apa dari match 1 tadi?
dari match 1 sih.
Udah nongol di sini.
Ya,
Gimana Make It? Apa kabar?
nggak baik.
Gak baik ya. Biasa Bude ngeliat Make It di panggung. Sekarang jadi penonton gimana Make It?
Itu udah ada aku main di panggung. Tim
yang tadi
EVOS.
main ini Lancelot tadi deh?
Iya.
Ini Make It apa Albob ya?
Udah adek kakak aja.
Kembaran, tapi Make It hadir ke sini emang mau support apalagi menikmati sih playoff MPL season 16 ini?
Nge-support mantan tim aku aja.
Mensupport EVOS berarti nih.
Iya,
Full power untuk EVOS.
banget.
Tapi kalau keadaannya lagi kayak gini gimana Make It?
Apa Bude?
Keadaannya lagi kayak gini gimana?
Bisa itu, aman, reset.
Aman, riset. Tapi kalau ngebahas tentang kemenangan di game pertama yang dibalas sama Dewa, Make It ngeliat nggak? Ini kok mirip game match 1 ya? Match 1 juga gitu loh. Apakah bakal di reverse sweep?
Enggak sih Bude, aman. Ada Erlan.
Oh, kuncinya Erlan nih.
Ya, kasih Granger udah pasti win.
Wah.
Kali.
Ada dalam kurung kali ya. Tapi gawat juga nih, berarti kalau nggak dapat Granger gimana dong?
Tetap jago. Dalam mimpi dia kali.
Kali lagi, ada kalinya ya. Ini Make It memang suka bermain kali. Nanti kendang. Tapi kalau dari Spencer sendiri, udah penasaran. Dewa United, season lalu nggak lolos playoff. Season ini lolos playoff dan bahkan satu langkah lagi bisa melaju ke babak selanjutnya. Spencer ngeliat Dewa United gimana sih?
Semenjak adanya Kin kayak berubah gitu permainannya. Jadi Kin sengaruh itu.
Sengaruh itu
Ya.
dalam hal apa sih? Bude penasaran apakah di GH Kin ternyata juga bertugas melakukan sesuatu atau apa?
Ya nggak tahu sih, lebih ke kelihatan gitu gameplaynya. Jadi empatnya ini jadi lebih jago lagi karena adanya Kin itu.
Adanya Kin membawa pengaruh besar. Tapi kalau ngebahas tentang hari ini, Kin juga tadi pakai hero unik tuh. Pakai Joy EXP, apa reaksimu?
Ya sebenarnya udah tahu sih. Belum lagi keluar Jilong XP-nya.
Waduh, Zilong EXP. Tapi kan Spencer sendiri adalah mid laner. Kamu ngelihat juga Okta sempat bermain, lalu sempat tidak juga. Dan sekarang kembali dan dia ngedapetin most improved player di season ini.
Ya.
Dengan performa Okta di season ini, Bude penasaran bagaimana pendapat dari Spencer tentang Okta?
Ya emang layak sih, dia emang jago. Aku rasa cuman dia player Lunox yang perfect gitu.
Lunox Okta.
Iya, Lunox Okta.
Oke, tapi apa sih yang menyebabkan atau kasih tahu Bude, kamu kan ini orang dalam nih.
Ya.
Kasih tahu Bude, kenapa Okta bisa berubah di season ini?
Siapa ya Dewanya?
Okta.
Oh Oktanya. Ya mungkin ada support dari coachnya juga, dari terutama teman-temannya juga. Teman-temannya pasti support. Gitu.
Oh, jadi support system membuat
Ya.
Okta memang season ini Spencer pun mengakui kayak ini Okta berubah nih ya.
Ya berubah.
Berubah.
Ya.
Tapi kalau ngomong tentang perubahan, kayaknya EVOS yang butuh perubahan gak sih Make It? Masa 2 game kalah?
Aman. Udah, komsnya pasti aman, reset aja.
Apal ya kamu komsnya ya?
Udah pasti.
Tapi kalau ngebahas tentang kekalahan game kedua dan game ketiga, apa yang kira-kira bisa nih dilakukan oleh EVOS untuk mungkin membawa game ini menjadi game kelima?
Kasih Randy sama Erlan hero nyaman aja sih.
Hero nyaman itu yang terpenting ya?
Ya,
Karena sebagai dulu Make It juga di panggung ini, apa hal terpenting yang seorang pro player rasakan sih di panggung Make It?
ya pasti mental sih Bude kalau playoff udah. Kalau regular kan masih ada minggu-mingguan. Kalau playoff sekali kalah pulang.
kali kalah pulang dan apalagi ini adalah babak play-in. Dan kalau ngebahas tentang mental, ini berarti kan udah momen-momen kayak, aduh 1 game lagi kita bisa pulang nih.
Ya.
Apa nih yang mungkin bisa Make It sampaikan untuk tim EVOS atau mungkin Make It punya trik and tips biar nggak tegang nih?
Gak ada sih Bude, pasti Dewa yang tegang. Soalnya kan mereka match point. Jadi EVOS tetap riset-riset aman-aman aja.
Oh gitu ya?
Iya.
Yang tegang malah yang kayak 1 poin lagi menang gitu?
Ya benar,
Oh momen yang namanya ini nge-hype biasanya.
benar.
Tapi ngelihat permainan dari player-player dari kedua tim ini, dari mungkin Make It mau ada salam buat kembarannya atau buat penonton super fans yang ada di sini atau yang ada di rumah Make It atau buat yang spesial?
Waduh. Ya tetap semangat aja sih buat mantan Tiaku. Terutama Albob sama Erlan. Good luck dah, kasih tahu yang terbaik.
Kasih tahu yang terbaik, tapi Spencer jangan mau kalah, boleh kasih semangat juga untuk tim Dewa United.
Buat tim Dewa United lebih rapi lagi aja sih. Cuman tadi game 2 kayaknya Kin sengaja deh biar lama-lamain gamenya. Supaya seru aja gitu.
Mantep
Ya.
kali.
Ya terus langsung aja sih, nggak perlu lama-lama, langsung aja 3-1.
Langsung aja 3-1.
Ya.
Di sini Spencer percayakan 3-1 dan Make It percaya ini akan menjadi 3-2. Berarti Make It.
Ya,
Untuk EVOS, suara?
ya.
Suara berbeda di sini. Dan di Nice Pick 2 tentunya semuanya juga ingin bersorak-sorai untuk menyambut game selanjutnya. Akankah akan ditutup Dewa United atau EVOS? Bagaimana pendapat dari para panelis yang ada di sana? Kita lemparkan kembali kepada panelis. Monggo. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Bude, Clara Mongstar. Thank you, Make It. And thank you as well to Spencer. A split opinion about how this game is going to go. Make It believes that EVOS can still win it 3-2.
Yeah, as long as Erlang gets Granger, though, he says.
Maybe, he said. Probably.
Probably.
With,
They got the Granger game too and they still lose.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I guess we'll see.
Moving on,
I guess
moving
we'll
on.
see.
Yeah.
But it looks like Spencer believes that this will be a 3-1 for Dewa.
Yeah.
And what's funny is they discussed a lot about like the mental fortitude coming into these best of 5 games. I think we would assume that it would be more pressure onto EVOS considering it's match point for Dewa United. But Make It's, backroom info, he believes that it actually is Dewa that's the one under pressure because they only need 1 more game to win it all.
I guess they feel the urgency, right? They have
Yeah.
that feeling of like, dude, can we get it done like right here, right now? And that might lead you to making some questionable decisions.
That perspective does make sense because the finish line is technically like it's in front of you, right? The finish line is in front of you, and maybe you might slip up, and that would be brutal.
And don't forget,
Wait a second, boys and
Whoa,
girls.
whoa, whoa.
Sorry to cut you off there, Rashi.
Oh.
It looks like there is going to be a substitution for EVOS. Suelo is now in. Roundel is out of the mid lane. We've seen EVOS do this before. We've seen some last minute shakeups with Sorizo as well. It doesn't usually work out for EVOS, but in this case, what do you guys think about Suelo stepping in?
I'm wondering what the reason behind it is. Is it a hero pool idea? Is it a mental fortitude idea? Do they feel like Suelo, a very vocal guy, has more to say in the situation mental-wise? This is a bold move, dude.
Yeah, I think it's a strategy, right? I think they want to go on the drafts with a certain approach, with a specific approach, and it does seem like EVOS, you guys agree that they need to shut down Kin's movements.
Okay, so on top of the fact that they've swapped out the mid laners for EVOS, you guys back at home think that Kin's movements need to be shut down. Now, this is a very general statement.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people can say, you know what, just kick Albert out of the roster or, that type of thing. But how would you get to shut down Kin's movement? Is it limiting hero pool? Because that will be difficult.
And of course, what movement are we talking about? His split pushes? His rotations?
Yeah.
Right? There's so many
Or
movements
heroes.
to talk about. So, heroes, again, the EVOS have spent their first 3 bans all on respect. I believe it was Arlet, Fanny, and Lunox, right?
No Fanny for game 3 though.
Right.
Fanny ban.
So I guess that's where they can slot in the Joy if they want to, but...
It was Hellcurt, Arlet, and Lunox.
Oh, Hellcurt.
Exactly.
Right.
Would you want to let the Hellcurt slide in for game 4?
Yeah, which one of those options are better than the Kin on Joy?
I guess we'll see depending on what the map is for our next game of the series.
Oh, dangerous
yeah,
grasp.
no Hellcurt maybe.
Oh.
Maybe EVOS... If only EVOS can pick it for themselves, maybe. Man, they're making the Tsushin look so much more... less impressive, despite what we were talking about all the way from match number 1. Drafting phase, though, for what could be the final game. Pressure's on, man.
I think players seem to forget how versatile the Zushin is, but like an overestimation of her versatility, because before she gets her ultimate, she's still very vulnerable to these attacks, and we've seen level 1, level 2, Jushins really get punished, but it looks like Lunox has been left open, but EVOS pick it up for themselves this time around. Maybe that's why they put Suelo in.
Maybe. They ban away the Grok as well. This is an approach we saw a lot towards the end of the regular season too. Seems like the Grok is just that much, it's just too much to handle. It might be the fact that you have some part control immunity, but it's also the fact that you can build some more damage and you can still maintain a good level of tankiness. And we've seen that damage absolutely wins games. Now though, Dangerous Grass with the Yisun Shin, with a Kalia Lunox combo, things are looking good for EVOS.
I like this. 3 strong, solid pickups from the side of EVOS. Dewa United, what will they pick up here at 3? They got a solid roamer, which I really like. If they want to secure a hero for Kind early, should that be the approach, or do you think it's too soon?
I feel like Kin has so much that he can play that they need to leave it.
Last pick.
Especially we don't know what the side
there you
lanes
go.
are. What?
Could be gold lane. Could be
gold lane. Possibly, you're right. It's a good pickup because there's a Yisun Shin on the other side. Which again, first turtle, it is closer towards the EXP, so I prefer it to be on Kin.
But remember, there's a Lunox in the composition for EVOS, and if they get a gold laner that can deal damage, that's one way to really shut down the Yutong. You know, shred the dragon all the way from when he's still flying up in the air.
And considering they haven't picked up their side laners yet, you would want Kin to be in a winning lane, no? But I guess technically Joy Phobias wasn't a winning lane and they were still able to win it, so we'll see how this goes. Hilda gets banned out by Dewa. EVOS deny the Kimmy.
Are they gonna deny the Tsushin as well?
I was about to ask. Lucian's still open.
By all means, it's still a real possibility. I wonder as well, for EVOS, they need some kind of tank here to ensure that he can hide in the bushes, can wait and lay in ambush. So that's why these Esmeraldas and Hildas are coming through in the bans for Dewa. But I guess the Uranus is still available. Might be a bit too passive for EVOS' liking though.
So now, with the last ban EVOS, they can apply more pressure towards Octa. Mind you, he is named the most improved player. And without the Lunox, Kimmy ban out. Will they commit to another, like, I don't know, Farsa? Because I feel like Farsa is good
For Dewa.
for Dewa.
It gives them more threat by all means. And burst damage is a great counter to sustain, right? The Kalia's trying to heal everyone. Teammates get taken out a bit too fast. It can be an angle here, but no. They go for the Tsushin ban first initially.
Makes more sense. I like Farsa, but I don't know who the side laners are.
Exactly, that's where it gets a bit complicated.
I mean, technically Gatot and Yuzong are both taken by Dewa, so that's already set up for something like the Farsa. Lapu Lapu as well.
Wow.
A known counter towards the Farsa to cancel the Feather Airstrike.
They got 3 bruisers. You're right, so
They might go for one more even.
wow.
You have no idea, man, with Dewa. What options are there for Octa though? No Kimi, no Tsushin, no Lunox.
Look, Octa still has the Selena,
Oh,
Valentina, Farsa, Kadita, Odette, and Zed.
I like the Valentina.
I like the Odette actually.
I like the Valentina because there's a Kalea on the other side.
Tsunami Slam,
Yeah.
Steel. Right.
I feel like they're lacking a little bit of burst though from the side of Dewa United. And EVOS, they have enough burst with the Lunox and the Granger.
Dude, this is a strong comp from EVOS.
I agree.
It's
I
good.
completely agree.
Good mix of physical and magical burst. Good setup, good front line. And again, Mountain Shocker to reveal everyone. Wow!
Yeah, Zetian.
Zetian out of nowhere. The Meta Rebel Octa strikes again.
I mean, he's picked it up already in the regular season, and maybe they're trying to level the playing field against the YSS for more global vision.
Don't forget the team fights. In a club of team fight in the jungle, in the Lord, then Zetian is an absolute nightmare, dude.
Looks like when it comes down to statistics, the draft index favors EVOS by just a bit. But we're gonna throw it over to the casters' match point, possibly the final game of this series.
Sway low on a rescue mission to make sure the pack survives. But can he be enough? Will he be enough to ensure that EVOS still has a lifeline? Match point, Dewa United against EVOS. And the Zetian pick, Arashi put it perfectly. Octa is the meta rebel. He has picked up the Zetian before in the regular season. One time played, 0% win rate.
Dude, this guy just can't stop debuting picks, right? We saw this in the regular season. We saw this at Tian already. It was combo with the Alice, so it's kind of like a boom into a complete global stun as well. I really like the draft, but it didn't work out for them. Let's see if it does here again, because it's the same combo, right? You want to dive, you get the Petrify in, instant ultimate from the Zetian, and then you get the, well, in game it's called superb crowd control or something, you know?
Amazing AoE. Impure Rage back with the Wilderness Blessing to the Zetian will be on 2 feet, working around double time to rotate and get the ganks going. Other than that, nothing too special. Anyhow, we talked about it quite briefly in the draft. EVOS, they pick up a Granger here. They're doubling down on the, you know, Kalea combo. You have the Lunox available and then the Granger to following suit. So that might be where they want to maximize things. But Dewa, man, you said it perfectly. The dive is going to be brutal, especially with Kin, with the Yuzong up against the Yisun Shin. It's bread and butter for the Yuzong. Plus now, with the Zetian ultimate, it's going to be even harder for EVOS to clump up. They don't want to clump up, obviously, but ultimate is going to give them global information plus the stun that could set up for greater things for Dewa. Moeza, though, not with the Grok, which, by the way, was such a menace for EVOS to deal with. And now for Dewa, they want to cycle their paths. It seems like the Turtle won. Oh, Randy gets the XP grab, so at least that's a small win. He has level 4.
Yeah, that was a really good take, because now they can set up for the neutral objective first, and this actually gives them a window to control the neutral objective before Kin gets level 4. So they can get a little bit more poke, which they have done to Moeza, but he has revitalized. So in the end, it's still a battle of the Black Dragon form. And now the Lapu Lapu, yeah, they might as well just give it over, right? Like, it's a tough battle to take. Yeah, Randy will back away. That's going to be the Kalea spotted out. Albert, unless he traces forward, which is literally just a death sentence, it will not be a turtle contest for EVOS. Dewa pick up the first turtle of the game.
I love how Dewa pivots into the objectives, right? They have maybe too. Just be present. You don't need to do anything. Just put pressure on EVOS to not contest the turtle, and they get it scot-free. All as easy as ABC for them, and EVOS still holds the gold lead. Meanwhile, Key with the Kalea. You have mid prio, especially with the Lunox, very oppressive early on. Come the late game too, it's gonna be very hard for Dewa to deal with. They don't really have proper lockdown to try to snatch away the Lunox, so that's gonna be Kin. Maybe with the Yuzong, the Petrified 2 will be available for him. Item check so far. Hunter Strike officially en route for the Yisun Shin for Albert. And I think this time Adelan still wants to go for the Sky Piercer with that adaptive glove right there. He has expert gloves, excuse me. So yeah, EVOS still with the same winning condition, giving time and space for Erlan to farm a Storm, and then he will deal the damage with the Sky Piercer. This time though, the peel is not the best. It's only the Kalea and the Alice, but the Alice also wants to go forward. Wow, Cloud Shadow attraction.
That looked a bit bad, but Kin is caught in a tough spot. Pops in Black Dragon for first blood to Rendy.
That's beautiful. And Mueza might be next on the menu.
That's another kill over.
Oh!
No, Mueza gets away just barely.
The AOG saves him. And that is a crucial tool for the Gatot Kacha to again just join in the skirmishes. Honor Strike completed for Albert, so at least the Yi Sun-shin will have a head start up against the Hayabusa. That kill though was attributed to Rendy. It would have been better if it was in the pocket of Albert. But at least for now, EVOS are able to stabilize things. They are the ones with the lead. 7 seconds to the turtle. Dewa are here for the party though, as Chetian is still yet to pop the ultimate. Will EVOS be able to couple this down?
Depends on how they lock Kin down. He doesn't have Black Dragon for him. Wait a minute. He's still on cooldown. Maybe he still has Flicker. He's going to go for the stun now. Oh my god, Tracer's Retribution! Albert's still able to cut away now as they go all in for the time, but Albert's still able to cut away again. Rendy dives in as Swalo holds 2 back. The miracle substitution. But Kin still gets a play. That's a Flicker Tsunami Slam. And guess what? It's Erlan who finds the kill.
The Forgotten Tiger finally makes sure he's remembered, at least for this game. 1 kill for the Granger. I think that's still not without the Sky Piercer, so no stacks for the Granger, but at least it's gonna amplify his farming, his gold to... Let's take a look at the gold difference here. Erlan is up quite a bit, 3.3k gold lead up against Maybe. And the Granger is, of course, going to have the upper hand in terms of farming. But Albert, man, he is speeding up things. And that was Sway Low with the Brilliance holding 2 in place. The Lunox, not only it is going to shred Dewa, but it's also going to be a nuisance at the backline. It's going to be always available to be an option for you if you want to kind of rattle the backline. Oh, and look at this. Conceal play from Key. Do they want to go in? Nah. Bravest Fighter popped.
Good Bravest Spider. Swalo preemptively popped into Chaos. Oh, he's gonna get slashed down. Maybe gets away.
What is that damage from the Lapu Lapu?
That's the base damage of Lapu Lapu, man. He crazy.
It stings. Very much so. But EVOS, Glowing Wand completed for Swalo. That's gonna be for the banks now. Rami Slam.
Oh man. The Fury, the Phoenix 2-man Tom, but he's going to be taken down. Erlan picking up the second stack of the game as Albert able to cut away. Actually dishing out the shadow kill over Ken. Gets a petrify, but Erlan's able to flick around. Maybe now gets caught. Ken all alone will be another Sky Piercer stack for Erlan. That makes it 3-0-30 on the Sky Piercer.
Wow, Erlan is able to get those Sky Piercer stacks. Deja vu of game 1, still minute number 6, but this Granger is slowly becoming a massive threat. I like how Dewa actually has a peel tool. They actually have a tool to peel themselves when the Tsunami Slam comes in. That is going to be the Fury of the Phoenix from the Chetian. But again, the EVOS, they know they can always bounce back when that time frame expires with Key. Tsunami Slam.
They'll go in on that. Rendy able to go the immobilization. Erlan able to find 1 more on the board. Maybe very low. Ray can't look for the angle. So they use the Tsunami Slam on Maybe, and Mueza becomes the casualty. Sure.
He has to bite the bullet. He's the roamer.
It's a bait.
It is a bait. At least it's not Maybe taken down by EVOS. But look at Erlan, man. He has free farmed on bottom. They might be able to take down this turret too. It's gonna march into that side. Look at Rendy on the wrong side of the tracks.
Full stun on Swalo. Nothing he can do to react to that as Key walks up again. Goes in with Flicker and Tsunami Slam. Able to lock down the Retribution, man. That's a shadow kill used up though. Still holding it down. Erlan free. Can he be the clutch? Not this time. Down 3 members. Dewa with an amazing reactive play.
Silver lining for Dewa right here. They're able to at least get 3. Albert was one of the men in that list. Endless battle completed for the Yi Sun-shin. A deviation from the builds you would usually see. The Yi Sun-shin this time still without a kill. So Dewa, so far able to at least stem the bleeding because EVOS are indeed very strong. they need to be able to dominate the early game. That's how EVOS usually plays it. If the early game goes south, it comes crumbling down for them. And so far, at least, the early game is in their favor. I mean, Erlan is able to get 4 kills, total of 40. Sky Piercer stacks. And Octa has the Enchanted Talisman, wants to make sure that he has quick cycle and quick access to use the Fury of the Phoenix, because that ultimate is going to be very important for Dewa. Because EVOS, they kind of want to peel together. Rather, they want to clump up together. But when that happens, right, the Fury of the Phoenix will come flying in, and then you have the Black Dragon form. It's going to be very scary. Moeza casually walking into the bush.
I'm surprised EVOS didn't just go for him. That looked kind of free, no? Especially with Sway low.
Kind of did.
That's the guy who would usually be able to react. Rendy jumps in forward, baits out the Fury of the Phoenix. Rendy's gonna be stunned up, but pops in and throw the Ruin, and will be able to get 2 men immobilized, maybe. Gets the stun up, and now gets bursted down, and that's a win. They baited 1, 2, 3 ultimates for 3 of their own, but they have position on Lord. That's free for EVOS.
They conceded, and EVOS finally roaring back to life after what was a quiet Game 2 and Game 3. Let's see if Dewa is able to defend this. Their wave clear, not the best. At least you have the Gen. Gonna dish out the damage with skill 2 and skill 1. But as of now, the Lord will be in the hands of EVOS. They will try to reassign the lanes. Ray still yet to really inflict as much damage as he was doing in Game 3. With the Hayabusa quite slowly creeping behind. It's Albert with the Ysun. Even without a kill, he's able to be quite quick. In terms of the farm, Malefic Roar, extra damage to the Ysun Shin.
Whoa! Wow, that was clutch in through the flicker. Key's gonna be looking for the angle again. Ray does not have Quad Shadow, but he goes back all the way to the Quad Shadow. Albert's looking for the scout. Does he read the move? Ray recalls in time, and he gets out from a very sticky situation. 4.5k lead for EVO still as they look to threaten the tier 2 down below.
Behind enemy lines was Ray. At least he had the Quad Shadow ready to be used. And now they want to siege onto the base. Those only defenses needs to be popped, but at least for now, Dewa is still able to keep it intact. So the question now is, how will Dewa, make way into the team, right? How will they be able to touch Erlan? I mean, sure, it's gonna be the Yu Zong, always available with the Black Dragon form to jump into Erlan with the Petrified 2 already. So jump in.
There's a Black Dragon form as well with the Fury of the Phoenix, and Rendy is all... Wow, he just took all that damage. And he goes back in. Good Bravest Fighter Raging Slash to CC immune the Throne of Ruin. Oh. Dewa get away. Man, Rendy's so tanky. What does he have?
We have to check for a bit. He has the Oracle, the Radiant Armor too.
He took all that.
And the Dreadnought Armor queued up as well. So yeah. And this Alice becomes a problem because this Alice is just soaking so much resource from Dewa United. No Black Dragon form, no Quad Shadow, no Shadow Kill to jump into the backline, and that is Erlan. Albert as well, very, very independent for the Ysun Shin. So the question becomes, how does Dewa really answer this problem? Key might fish for an angle, but at least for now, EVOS will still have control of all 3 lanes. Down bottom though, it's gonna push in favor of Dewa, it seems like. That is a momentary respite for Dewa. Sentry reveals all 5 players the top side of the jungle. Kin has the War Axe, so survivability it seems like.
The tension is thick in the building. Dewa step away literally from securing their first ever real playoff chance, because they've always, well, the one time they made it, they got knocked out in the play-ins. EVOS, the experience from some of these members playing a big part in it. The instant blitz with the Lunox that was missing with Roundel in the lineup.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's Roundel and the hero pool, not really fitting the Lunox, but we see Lunox first pick with Sway Low.
That's pretty brave.
The super sub.
Super sub. Wow, wow, wow.
You can really see the tension. Every time he was caught on camera, he was flustered. He smiled, laughed, enjoyed his time. Vin, though, stoic. From game 1 all the way to game 4.
Yeah, completely cold, ice cold. That's what we call him. And the Lord, acquired by EVOS, making way for them. It's going to spawn in the mid lane, because As of now, all 3 turrets still yet to be taken down. Blood Wings for Suelo. I do believe so. Extra defensive options with the shield that it has. And now the BOD for Albert. Extra damage again. On top of the Malefic gun, Malefic core, excuse me. Now they want to siege the base. Key was looking for that angle. But Octa has that shield, so at least it's a self-peel, right, for the Chatian.
Octa, what the heck? Albert just goes through him! Redney! 3-man Throne of Ruin! And it's Erlan with the final shots! Now it's just Ray. He's been able to retreat out of situations, but not this time. Erlan with nature! And EVOS forced into a game number 5!
We go the distance. The White Tigers refuse to be caged. They refuse to surrender. As they force game 5, they roar back to life. 2-2 as Dewa are yet to rise to divinity.
And the man in blue, the man who came in, stepped in last second, who probably didn't get any scrim time in preparation, was the one to pull it off. I will say that Lunox pick ended up being massive. They can now blitz the lore. They have multiple avenues to make these on improv decision making with the insta kill of Kalea, even through the Gata Kacha pick.
Wow. Sway low on a rescue mission, I said. And rescue he did in game 4, at least giving that leeway for EVOS to function even deeper with more options, not only to choose in, but now with the Lunox, with more control, playing for the Granger, playing for the Forgotten Tiger, Erlan. And for sure in this game, he wasn't forgotten at all. He was remembered to be that marksman, always precise, always on point. And EVOS, cold stares in their eyes. Dewa, are they gonna fumble again?
He's called the Forgotten Tiger, but you cannot forget about his picks. 2 games, EVOS won. 2 Granger games it was. I think Coach Wright has a very easy answer coming into game number 5. But it'll be difficult because if EVOS first pick it, if they put that much prio on it, then this is the cause, man. Like, he's so good at being able to follow up mainly through all of them. And it's through the early game where he's just ultra aggressive.
Man, I talked about the peel. Look at
Finally,
Finn.
no longer stoic.
Which full of excitement. I love seeing that. At least it's not Carlo Ancelotti, but hey. Panelists, what do you think of game 5 later on as we take it back to them?
Thank you so much, casters, because we are going to game 5.
Dude, a full series in day 1. How long has it been?
I don't know, but my prediction is still
It's
intact.
Okay, it's on the right track.
It's still intact, on the right track as well, right? A full best of 5. This is what we were expecting from, well, I was expecting from match number 1, but we didn't get to see that. But game number 1 curse broken, right? EVO strike back here now. Both are standing at match point. Do you think that the Suelo switcheroo was a key factor
Definitely.
to that game?
Definitely, I think they knew they wanted like a specific approach, and that's the approach Lunox first pick was what they prepared for, and the execution was beautiful. Unfortunately, the Zetian last pick did not come to fruition.
It wasn't all that impactful. Allowed them to actually get some vision and whatnot, but I feel like they might have overthought that. You know, they were too focused on the macro possibilities, how to zone, how to survive, how to spot. But they forgot about the actual fight itself, and when they do try and best EVOS in a brawl, they haven't coming out on top in the previous games. Not this one.
You know, I think Zetian 2 times picks 0% win rate for Dewa. I think
so.
I'll double check the stats, but when it comes to stats, man, 851 GPM, 802 KDA, make it set it first. If Erlan gets his hands on the Granger, it will be a win for EVOS.
Maybe.
Maybe. So that's why Erlan deserves a player of the game presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. And that was kind of the problem, right? 4-0-1 already in the early portion of the game.
Yeah.
Sky Piercer already built in, so the stacks are really ramping up. And despite Dewa's best efforts, they weren't able to take Erlan down, unable to punish him, and at the very end, full stacks. And we know what Erlan is capable of when the Granger gets rolling.
It really feels like it's such a weird situation because the fights didn't go their way, yes, but the early game in general did not either. They had like one moment where they were able to use a Black Dragon form to really get a neutral objective, and from there it's just brawls. It's just fights where it doesn't seem like, even here, you see them committing, trying to get something, anything, but you have no idea what it is. Even as a spectator, you have no idea who is being targeted. What is Dewa as a team trying to achieve right now? Is it control? Is it pressure? And I think that's the problem here. They're not really quite sure how this team S5 is meant to operate. Individual heroes maybe, but S5, they seem lost. And this, oh man, this moment from Octa, that was really unfortunate. Walking up to a Yi Sun-shin that is snowballing, who has the mountain shock already, he got deleted straight up, and he was the high ground clear. And without him, EVOS bite on the opportunity and end that game straight up, 14 minutes.
Yeah, we thought that would be a longer game for sure, but that 14-minute mark really hit the spot, especially with that misplay coming in from Octa. And I don't necessarily understand Dewa United's comp. Were they looking to get control from the early game to the mid game? Because that never happened, especially them losing Turtle 2.
That's the thing. They execute Turtle 1 precisely, but Turtle 2, it's where the bolt kind of, went
flipped over.
Flippity flop, yeah.
Flippity flop.
And then EVOS, they took control of that river. After Turtle 2, they know, okay, they don't have the win con. Their win con is now less, and that's where EVOS capitalized, applying more pressure around the maps. And Dewa United, they could not handle. They got overwhelmed.
But it comes down to a couple of factors here, but mainly the fact that EVOS has the better pick-off composition, right? With the crowd control tools, the burst damage, the Kalea obviously, and the Lunox. I feel like Dewa United were not respecting EVOS when the neutral objective wasn't up. Right? Usually we try to avoid giving EVOS those opportunities, but we saw that after the neutral objective, Dewa were like, hey, we have strong heroes. We want to get some control here, and EVOS did not let it slide. And on top of that, Dewa United also, in the fights, where they're supposed to get some advantage there, weren't really on the same page on who they want to zone or who they want to target. Because again, we all know, I think at this point, EVOS, even Makeits kind of knows, right? Erlan on the Granger is a problem. He needs to be shut down somehow or zoned out, but we did not see that happen at all. In fact, you saw the focus split towards Albert, towards Sway Low, and that's exactly what they want, right? When the Yi Sun-shin has crowd control immunity, when the Lunox has the Brilliance Order, when you are sporadic like that, that's exactly how EVOS wants the fight to go, because you can treat one ultimate for your ultimate, and it's always a better case scenario for EVOS.
Especially for Lunox, by the way, because her cycle of skills, they're not that long.
No.
As soon as she uses the Brilliance of Order, you still have the Chaos. And so that's the playing field or a playground for a Lunox, considering the composition of Dewa United, who are mostly very tanky.
They're also ultimate reliant. That's the big problem. So if EVOS are going to use the Alice's ultimate, the Mother Shocker, and the Brilliance, or even Tsunami Slam, right? Once all the ultimates are down there, right? That's the perfect situation for Erlan.
Yeah.
Right? No more ultimates, no more surprises. He just stands there and starts gunning you down. And Dewa did not recognize that was the case. Which is why when we were spectating, I was kind of vocalizing to myself, like, dude, spend some ultimates, some flickers. Erlan needs to be picked off, man.
Wait, why is there Sky Piercer twice for Erlan? Did he sell it and rebuy it in the 10th minute mark?
That's an interesting one, yeah. Hold up.
Hold up indeed.
Because I thought he was running the Hunter Strike first and then Sky Piercer.
Apparently not. He wants Sky Piercer first.
bit of indecision? Erlan being indecisive? Is
Because
that
I
it?
mean, like, if you sell the Sky Piercer stack and you rebuy it, is it a
That's-
reset?
Should be a reset.
It should be a reset.
Should be a reset.
I don't know what happened there. Is this a...
I think Erlan and Erlan himself truly knows the reason, and we need to ask him later on.
Okay.
That's an interesting graph to look at, though.
I like the glaive as well from the side of Suelo. You know, even though you have MR's magic resistance built from the side of Dewa, Suelo has the glaive to penetrate through that armor, that magic resistance, which again allows more damage from this Lunox. Definitely a threat here. And of course, Randy with the early Oracle, just for that extra sustainability.
I'm surprised he went for that, considering that a lot of the damage coming in from Dewa is physical, right? But I guess the healing is just way more important than the actual defensive stats.
Yeah.
Woo!
Match
Game
point for
5.
both teams.
Final game now.
Back
you
to
wanna
best
talk
of one.
pressure? You wanna talk pressure, dude? Woo!
This is, I don't know. Oh my God, I'm enjoying.
Which
the-
way will it sway?
I mean, you
Low.
voted for EVOS, 3-2.
Yeah.
You voted for
EVOS.
3-1. Right, I voted for EVOS 3-1 as well.
Still think it's going in favor of EVOS?
That's the thing, you know, I
Because
think,
for me, it's 50-50 now.
I want to say, dare I say it's a 55-45 for EVOS.
Very specific.
Yeah?
What about a 53-47?
Okay.
Points. Well, I think actually the main factor, I think, in the next game is going to be how Dewa responds to this Suelo factor. Because that's the curveball, right? If they find a good solution, or maybe they regather their composure, I feel like they can get it done. Otherwise, I think EVOs have a really good chance here.
Because remember, Lunox was Suelo's, like, go-to pick
Yes.
before Lunox
Up
was
top.
meta.
Yeah.
So this was like rebellion days,
Yeah.
He was ahead of his time.
ahead of his time. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. There was a moment where he did almost a Ruby DD play
Almost.
with the Lunox. But it looks like we are going to talk to Alyssa just a bit before we resume to the final game.
Hai, kembali bersama Alisa. Kali ini melaporkan langsung dari Nice Pick 2 di lokasi MPL Indonesia Season 16 babak playoff. Dan hari ini semakin seru karena kita bisa melihat ya keramaian dari super fans di sini. Tapi kayaknya Alisa pengen culik 1-2 orang kali ya. Ada yang pakai couple. Aku boleh culik kamu gak sih? Yeay, kita sudah dapat ya salah satu target. Hopefully mereka MPL date nih. Namanya siapa? Aku JJ.
Aku Majid.
Kalian berdua couple hari ini? Yaps. Sudah sejak kapan nih menjadi sepasang kekasih?
Sudah lumayan lama banget.
Lama banget ya. Apakah kalian menjadi sepasang kekasih karena MPL?
Yap.
Bisa jadi. Oh, bisa jadi. Oke, kalian berdua dukung siapa sih kalau boleh tahu?
Aku dukung EVOS.
EVOS juga. Oh, keduanya adalah EVOS fans ya. Oke, melihat EVOS yang akhirnya ya kita masuk playoff lagi. Kalian punya harapan besar gak sih mereka bisa masuk ke M7?
Pasti dong, biar nanti dapet M1 kayak M1 lagi.
Aku juga berharap lah, semoga jadi yang terbaik lah buat EVOS.
Oke, kita akan lihat ya. Tapi kalau misalkan something happen dan ternyata EVOS belum berhasil untuk mewakili di M7, kalian bakal tetap dukung dan bakal tetap datang ke MPL nggak sih?
Ya, pasti tetap datang ke MPL karena kita mau Indo Pride.
Indo Pride juga sama.
Sama ya, kalian harus tetap datang. Khususnya karena M7 bakal diadakan di Indonesia. Nah, kali ini Alisa nggak mau cuma ngobrol-ngobrol doang, karena di sini Alisa pengen ngajak kalian bermain, yaitu ada Super Fans Dream Team. Dan langsung aja kita akan kasih board ke kalian. Nah, ini dia, boleh dipegang nih ya. Kita cuma punya satu board karena kita pengen kalian merangkai Dream Team kalian dengan budget 15 juta saja. Nah, sini sudah ada harga-harganya ya. Jadi kalian nanti bisa pilih nih dengan kombinasi Gold Lane, EXP, dan semuanya yang menurut kalian Dream Team. Oke? Sudah jelas, sudah siap? Dah. Langsung saja dimulai dari sekarang. Nah,
1 juta dulu ya, kita lihat dari 1 juta yang paling efektif ini kita taruh aja ukir.
langsung player Filipina ya yang ditaruh.
Karena lagi on point banget. Untuk yang 2 juta
Mungkin aku mau ngambil Diren, oke lah, Diren masuk.
Ada interupsi mungkin dari JJ?
Buat yang 1 juta oke lah, tapi buat yang 2 juta aku mau ganti ke Mueza.
Ada apa dengan Mueza nih ya?
Oke. Mungkin aku buat yang 3 juta aku bakal taruh Erlan. EVOS dong, harusnya masuk dong.
Tapi Ronel bisa.
Udah Erlan aja, kamu harus ikut aku. Erlan aja, oke?
Oke.
Next, yang 4 juta Albert. Oke, ayo dong.
Pasti ini dapat.
Oke, ini masih ada budget nih ya. Sepertinya kalau kita hitung-hitung apakah sudah cukup dream team menurut kalian?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Aku belum, sabar. Aku pengen ganti Diren dulu. Aku pengen out. Diren out ini wajib. Sans.
Gila sense ya.
Wajib juga nih. Sama.
Oke, berarti udah semua nih menurut kalian?
Sudah, cukup.
Oke, ini dream team menurut mereka berdua ya. Dan kira-kira kalau kombinasi seperti ini bisa nggak mewakili Indonesia di M7 nih? Bisa.
Pak Sarol. Ada yang sama atau beda tapi Pak Sarol aja. Pak Sarol.
Tetap mereka ini ya yang bisa ya. Oke, dan untuk terakhir Alisa pengen tanya panggilan sayang kalian satu sama lain apa sih?
Sayang doang.
Sayang aja, nggak seru nggak sih papa, mama, ayah, bunda gitu?
Enggak.
No.
Oke, papa, mama, ayah, bunda, thank you so much ya sudah menunjukkan kita Super Fans Dream Team kalian. Dan kalau kalian mau ikutan keseruan ini juga langsung aja datang ya ke Nice Pick 2. Ajakin dong teman-temannya buat datang ke sini.
Jangan lupa buat nonton playoff.
Jangan lupa juga dukung tim Indonesia.
Dukung tim Indonesia dan kita akan ketemu kalian di sini langsung. So see you. Thank you papa, mama. Bye-bye.
That seems like a fun game to play.
Interesting.
So you have like a certain budget,
Yeah.
and you have to like form your team.
It's like FPL. It's like fantasy. Like build your fantasy team. Yeah.
Fun.
And you need the budget because otherwise, you'll have people buying like the whole team. You can't have that happening.
Can't have that.
We need a bit of a mix.
Because like if it was his choice, he'd go like
I'd
buy
go.
the entire Onyx roster.
Okay, if the budget is 15 and Kyrie, Sans, and T-Boy is 5, I take all 3 and 2 public players.
2 publics.
And you'd still win.
Should be. That's my that's
That confident, hey. We'll see tomorrow because they'll be playing, right?
you're right.
And finally you can have like a good read on the extent of their capability.
And potentially they're waiting for his matchup here right now. They're definitely watching.
Yeah.
Onyx.
Because whoever wins will have to face Onyx in the upper brackets. Or fall down trying. To the lower brackets. But match points, 2 games with 0 deaths. Should Airlines Granger be respected? What do you boys think?
That's the weird part, right? Because on some level, yes. But then again, the fact that they